Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Thursday afternoon to you. So glad you could be with us. DK on the Sports Tip. Get in on the program. The lines are open at 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We have a full show Thursday. I don't think we've had a full Thursday show here since the summertime. But that's what we have for you today. Normally, our shows are shorter on Thursday because we have Thursday night football. Thursday night football is happening tonight, and it involves one of your own. The Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bijan Robinson will be back on the field tonight. The Falcons are not having a good year. Bijan is having a really good year, but his team is not having a good year. I think they only have 4 wins, if I'm not mistaken. You will hear from Bijan Robinson coming up in this show today ahead of that game, which you will not hear here on Wildcats Radio 1290, but you can hear over on our sister station, Freedom 1400 KTUC, with coverage beginning at 5:30 and kickoff at 6:15. You will not hear Thursday night football, at least not this Thursday, because the first Tommy Lloyd radio show is tonight from the Union Public House. Speaking of the Union Public House, I mean, they absolutely fed us today. It was our company Christmas party, Christmas lunch, I should say. It was not a party. There's a big difference between a company Christmas lunch and a company Christmas party. And apparently, and I don't know, I mean, I got out of radio for 20 years, so I don't really know. And who put Jesus in here?
Someone put it in my studio too, yeah.
Somebody put Jesus on our speaker in here. It says, Jesus loves you.
Sure does.
I was about to. So now I feel bad. I'm about to talk about debauchery. I'm about to talk about debauchery. That's perfect timing. I'm about to talk about debauchery, and I look up and I see Jesus staring at me, and I'm like, what in the hell?
Just a reminder to keep it,
on? Maybe I shouldn't talk about debauchery. But where I was going with that is I don't know. I got out of radio for a long time. I don't know when the, quote, company Christmas party years actually ended, because when I was still in radio around 2005, they were still having the nighttime company Christmas parties, but
noon versus 8 p.m., 9 p.m., very different. Very different.
They don't, apparently, that does not happen anymore.
Nobody put a lampshade on their head today at noon for our Christmas luncheon.
And that's probably why those parties don't happen anymore. I was laughing. Our guy Thomas, I was laughing because everybody kind of said a little, our boss man, Kenny Kowalczyk, went around and everybody kind of said a few words, and our guy Thomas, one of our youngsters here, was talking on the promotional staff, and he's going to eventually do some stuff for us here on the sports staff here as well at 1290. But he was saying how it was his first company Christmas lunch, and he was happy to be there. And I was like, yeah, you missed the party suite years, because so here's how it used to go down back in the day. I said, yeah, you should have been here 20 years ago. When the company party was all the rage. It was usually held in the evening at some fancy ballroom, and everybody got dressed up, and the company would pay for a block of hotel rooms, so you could like get a hotel room and not have to drive home, because there was a lot of alcohol involved in those parties. But apparently somewhere between when I got out of radio to my last company Christmas party before I left radio, mainstream radio to go back to baseball would have been 2004. So sometime between 2004 and when I came back in 2023, that's 19 years. Sometime along that lines, the company Christmas party turned into a company Christmas lunch.
Well, let's do a tiny bit of detective work here, okay? What year did the smartphone get invented? How many HD cameras and video are in everybody's pocket nowadays?
Yes.
So a company Christmas party before that was fine. A company Christmas party where there's evidence is not necessarily the best thing for the company.
It's interesting you bring that up because that leads me to another quote Christmas. So I had a buddy of mine when I lived in Memphis. So now you're actually getting to the point here, J-Dub. So I left Cleveland and went to Memphis to go back to baseball. So I was still working in radio, just not for a radio conglomerate group. So a buddy of mine in Memphis used to have what he called a dirty Santa party.
Okay. You going to expand on that?
Yeah, well, of course I'm going to expand on it. It's radio. So he had a dirty Santa party, which means everybody it was a party. It was in the evening, and you could kind of wear whatever you wanted to wear, and it would get a little kind of risque,
A little racy.
a little racy with some of the dresses and dressing up of both the men and the women. I mean, it was kind of like it was very much like if you think about Halloween, when and how some of the ladies like to dress on Halloween and how some of the men like to dress on Halloween. It was very much like that. Okay, and so this was about I want to go back 5, 6, 7. So that was right before I moved here in 2008. So this was, I think I got my first, I don't think I got my first phone or my first phone that had a camera on it until I got here.
Yeah.
So it would have been probably 8, 9, somewhere in that area there. But I got my first BlackBerry, I think in early 2008 was when I got that was back when they were blue.
Yeah.
And it was just like buttons, but there was
indestructible.
There was no like you could do stuff, but there was no pictures. Mm-hmm. You couldn't take a picture with your camera, your phone at that point. So yeah, I want to say probably about 2009, 2010 was where maybe the quote party, because I think about, and it was funny because when I got my first phone that had a camera, I often would think about, man, Kevin couldn't throw that party now because there'd be like too many. You'd have to make people check their phones at the door.
That's what people do
because
they do that.
Because there were a lot of people at these the quote dirty Santa party that worked in media. So like you
when you have local celebrities, DK, and a lot of alcohol,
right.
That's an issue.
Exactly. So you had television people, you had radio people. So like if those pictures had gotten out, like people would have lost jobs.
Yeah.
So that's probably when the quote Christmas party. Now, there's companies, I'm sure. If your company still has a nighttime Christmas party, I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Our company, it's a lunch. We've had it every year, 3 years. It's great. Union Public House catered the lunch. I love their chicken, man. And my wife will tell you, I am very picky. I don't just like anybody's chicken, but Union Public House has some of the best chicken that I've ever had here in Tucson. They know how to make chicken. The way the breading, the way they do their breading, the way that it tastes. Yeah. It's like their chicken is on point over at the Union Public House. So that was really good. Thomas, we were just talking about you. Thomas, come on in here. Hey, Thomas, come in. In fact, Thomas just walked by. We're gonna put Thomas on these. Thomas, sit right there. Sit right down.
DK, my favorite holiday Christmas parties were 94 to 99 at Froggenfurken, where Aaron Green and Mike Faber and the owners of the bar, I mean, you talk about a bar on campus is generally full of a lot of people who can handle their alcohol. So, yeah, we had some great Secret Santas, and those are probably the last debaucherous Christmas parties I can remember in my era. And that was way before smartphones had in everybody's pocket.
So Thomas just sat down. This is one of the youngsters that we were just talking about you, Thomas, and with the Christmas lunch and the speech you gave about being happy to be here. It's your first one, and I was saying that Thomas, you missed the golden years of the company Christmas party when it was at night. and there was a lot of alcohol, and there were hotel rooms and parties after the party, and like it got a little crazy.
Exactly. You said I was about what 20 minutes, 20 years off,
ago.
20 minutes.
Yeah, how old? In fact, how old are you?
I'm 25. So
yeah, you'd have been 5 years old maybe the last time that these parties were happening. Yeah. So
I mean, I think I still would have had a good time either way, but I don't know about the alcohol part.
Yeah,
at 5.
Because in fact, I asked somebody. I was like, "Where's the beer?" And somebody, I think I asked that to Carrie, and Carrie kind of looked at me like I was stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those for
like,
today.
what are you talking about, beer? I was like, yeah, this is so now it's a company Christmas lunch, and we were saying that I was like, because I got out of radio for like 20 years.
Yeah,
and I was like, so the last time I was in radio, before I came back here in 23, was 2004. And I'm saying, well, they were still having the nighttime parties in 2004. Mm-hmm. When did they go away? And then J-Dub hit it on the head. He said it was right about the time that cell phones with the ability to take pictures.
Yeah.
That's
HD
about
video,
the time that the Christmas party went away in mass.
What happened, Thomas, is too many visits to HR the day after the Christmas parties.
Thomas?
Because
I don't think Thomas can.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm gonna Thomas.
Not a problem.
Let me talk. I'm gonna hook up his headset over there.
I was just saying, Thomas, that
my bad, DK.
too many trips to HR, I think, in the time, the days after those Christmas parties when those videos get leaked and then there's a bunch of smoke and fire that you got to put out because, everybody likes to have a good time. Everybody likes to have a good time. So HD cameras and HD video in people's pockets is what led to more Christmas luncheons for more places like this.
I mean, for me, like, I'm right on the cutoff. So I got to grow up a little bit without it, but then around, I'd say maybe high school, around when I started college.
Your first phone had a camera? Probably.
Not I did, but it was a flip phone.
Wow,
super blurry.
So you're old enough to have had a flip
hand me down. You had a hand me down.
Oh yeah, and it was one where you'd flip to the side and had the keyboard where the buttons were about this big.
Oh man, yeah.
The other question DK asked for you is: have you ever been to a dirty Santa party?
Yeah, have you been to a dirty Santa party?
Dirty Santa party. No.
Yeah, no. So my buddy,
I know what they are.
My buddy in Tennessee used to have a dirty Santa party, and when I got my first phone with a camera, I was like, well, Kevin can't have his party. He could never do this party now because too many people would have these cameras taking pictures, and we would all get fired from our jobs because the pictures would get out, and it was like it was bright. It was like TV people and radio people and people in the industry and folks that were showing up on people's television screens at night. And can you imagine your favorite news anchor in in a little bit of a risque outfit and pictures of that being everywhere? Yeah. So
it was just an unwritten rule, right? Just don't take any photos.
Leave your yeah. You would have had to have checked the cameras at the door. And there's people that have those parties where it's like no cameras. You cannot bring your camera into this party. That's how it would have to be.
There is an unquestionably best dirty Santa of all time. Do you know who that is?
Who's that?
That would be Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
In Trading Places.
Oh, yeah.
When he loses his job and he's on the street and his Santa costume's all dirty and he's drinking a handle of whatever. That's the best dirty Santa.
Bad Santa would be up there too with Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, yeah, that's bad Santa. That's a different category altogether.
You've got your ugly sweater on today.
I know.
Look at this. Hold on, let me make you bigger here so everybody can see. That's wrong camera there. There you go.
There we go.
That's my guy, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Hey, fight on, Will Ferrell. Santa OMG. There you go.
Yeah, I know him. It says on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
All right, there you go. All right, guys. That's Thomas. Thomas, you might be hearing and seeing him a little bit more in 2006. We appreciate you stopping by, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully, maybe we can get that company Christmas party back for you so you can experience radio the way that we all grew up experience it with a little shade.
We could always just rent out a side room in a bar and invite some people out there.
There you go. We could.
I know some people.
We could do that for sure. We could do that. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. We're going to talk with Danny Gonzalez coming up today, the defensive coordinator for your Arizona football team. Looking forward to that. That'll be in this hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you can rely on, and fast, dependable delivery means your orders arrive on time and in good condition. Plus, if you ever need advice, their technical product specialists are ready to help you find answers. And because they know safety is non-negotiable, they're proud to be your trusted partner in protecting your people and your workplace. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whether you're gifting, decorating, or treating yourself, Lowe's December deal drops are here to help you save more all month long. Get up to 50% off select holiday decor. Plus, get up to 40% off select tools and accessories. Shop new December deal drops every week this month and get so much more out of your holidays. Lowe's, we help, you save. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Are you still scrambling for the perfect gift? Aura Frames has you covered. So easy it looks like you planned it all along. Preload photos and add a meaningful message before your Aura Frame even ships. And the best part, you can share photos and video straight from your phone all year long. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. And for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames by using the promo code ROAM and support us by mentioning the Jim Rome Show at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
708 million toys for children.
That's a lot of toys.
Tens of thousands handed out right here in our community.
Once again this year, we are collecting new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
And for every toy you donate,
we'll donate another.
For every dollar you donate,
we'll match it.
Alaskan AC has partnered with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Stop by our offices or hand your donation to a Jolly Polar Bear technician when they're in your home.
Alaskan AC will purchase an extra toy for each one donated.
Or match any dollars you donate.
And your donations stay right here in town, putting smiles on little faces who could be your neighbor.
Toys for Tots has been an American tradition since 1947.
An organization we're proud to support every year.
Because we believe every child should have a present on Christmas.
We'll donate a toy for everyone you donate.
And match cash donations dollar for dollar.
We want every child to have a Merry Christmas.
For our location or to schedule service, find us at alaskanac.com.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With collisions that are reported, Grant and Tankaverde reported on Grant Road near Tankaverde, Oracle and Orange Grove and Oracle also collision, 12 in Ajo Way and 12th Avenue. The low 50, 79 and sunny tomorrow, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. As the college football season comes to an end, there's going to be change, obviously. across most teams in the college game. Hopefully the change is not like what happened at Michigan yesterday. That's a very, very unfortunate situation there involving their head coach, Sharon Moore. We won't dive too much into that because you've heard it all day on every talk show on this station. But if you are a Michigan fan, this is your opportunity to tell us how you feel about it.
What you mean, if you're a Michigan man?
Yeah, there's Michigan men, there's Michigan women.
Well, that's what a lot of people
in Southern Arizona as well.
A lot of people are talking about today in the aftermath is Michigan man has been such a thing for their hiring process for such a long time, and maybe it's time to
step away from
outside the program.
Yeah. Try to rebuild that whole thing.
It's just super unfortunate. I mean, obviously we don't have all the facts, but just the way it all went down.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's when we hear so many times involving whether these moves are firing related, whether they're coaches leaving, you always hear, there's families involved. There's a human element to this. You're talking about wives. You're talking about kids. We talked earlier this summer about, Jed Fish leaves to go to Washington. His wife and company stay a year, and then she moves with the daughters back here to Tucson because, again, they had built up a base here of friends and that kind of thing, and this was just a little bit better situation. And sometimes those are the difficult decisions that have to be made. And fortunately, these high-profile coaches, they're in the position where they can make those types of decisions. Not everybody can just pick up and have your family living in one place and you in another.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have the same background. Like, I had 9 schools.
Oh, God.
From kindergarten to 12.
Yeah, I went to a different school every year from 4th grade to 10th grade.
Yeah, so 9 schools in 12 years, similar for you. And I think that adjustment, it differs by every kid, obviously is unique. But in that situation with Coach Fish, I mean, clearly the family had connections and had roots here and maybe just didn't assimilate quite as well as they wanted to the Seattle area. And that's going to happen. And you don't really think about the quote-unquote innocence involved, right, of these big decisions of multi-million-dollar employees who are in a cutthroat industry. And one day you're there and the next day you're not. And so that's just the stage of college football has been like that for 20, 30 years. But now in the transfer portal NIL era and the amount of money going around, DK, it's even more pressing. And the tenures at different schools seemingly are even tighter than they ever were.
And just to kind of circle back to why I started that conversation, and that is because the Arizona Wildcats have lost a member of their team today as their general manager, Geiska Crowley. You've heard the head coach, Brent Brennan, mention Geiska Crowley basically every time he talks about how this year's team was built. He talks about Geiska Crowley and Fletcher Kelly, the 2 personnel guys that have kind of taken over this new kind of upper structure of college football departments, and having an actual general manager that deals with player acquisition and recruiting and leads that sector, so you don't have when I asked Brent Brennan, and we'll go back and we'll play this coming up for you a little bit later when I asked kind of Brent about that whole thing, and we actually talked to Geiska just last week, and we never did get a chance to play that because we were off last week. So we might let you just hear Geiska. If we don't get to that today, we'll play that tomorrow as well. And I asked him just about this different front office structure and how that role has come together inside of this new way of doing business in college football. And Geiska Crowley is multiple folks reporting today that he is headed to the University of Arkansas. So he's trading in one U of A for another U of A to be the GM. So this is a young man that has gone from being the GM at Central Michigan to the GM at Arizona to the GM now in the SEC at Arkansas as they try to rebuild their program under new coach Ryan Silverfield. So congratulations to Geiska Crowley. Really good dude. Enjoyed our opportunities to talk to him over the course of the last 2 years, and I'm sure he'll go there and they'll get Arkansas back going like the folks there in Arkansas believe their football team should be going.
So day one, he just picks the phone up and he rings the Tyson headquarters and says, we need X amount of dollars for our football roster, because that's basically what Calipari and the basketball side of things are doing. So, yeah, they definitely have. We talk often about where's Arizona's billionaire boosters. Arkansas has quite a lot of money these days, so I'm sure they'll get their football program turned right around.
Well, let's hope so, because I know a lot of people. When I was speaking in the first segment about how I lived in Memphis. When I lived down in Memphis, man, those people were. I mean, there was a lot of Razorback folks.
Yeah.
Down in that sector of the country, man, they love their Razorback football, and they've had some struggles in recent years. So if they can get that thing back rolling. And speaking of Memphis, they got their quarterback Silverfield. He was at Memphis, the University of Memphis, and turned that again. That Memphis has become a program, a really good football program, on that next level, that Group of 5 level. Over the course of the last 5-10 years, they've had a number of coaches that have really done well there, because they were not much when I lived there back in 2005, 6, 7. They were about maybe a 4 to 6 win team in a good year. Now they consistently win anywhere between 8 to 10 games annually. So hopefully Ryan Silverfield can get Arkansas back going. All right, and Geiska Crowley, again, we'll let you hear from Geiska just to kind of talking about how football departments are run nowadays and the kind of players that they're looking for here at the University of Arizona. I'm sure that won't change now that he is no longer going to be here with the program. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in. It is DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Is it just me, or has watching TV gotten way more complicated than it used to be? There are like a million different services, lots of stuff you want to watch, but can never find. And don't even get me started on the bills. Well, thankfully, there's Philo, a better way to TV. For as low as $33 a month, I get the channels I love. MTV, BET, Food Network, you name it. Plus, everything that AMC Plus has to offer. And guess what? They've added access to HBO Max Basic with Ads Plan and Discovery Plus, so I can enjoy all the best TV with one subscription. The best part? There are no contracts, no surprise fees, just one low price. And their DVR is awesome too. I can save everything I love on Philo for up to a year and skip the ads when I rewatch them. A total game changer. I signed up directly at philo.tv, that's philo.tv, so I could lock in the best price around. Philo's the easiest decision I've ever made. Now, the hard one is trying to decide what to binge next.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800 1-800-283-2427. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704 or jtautoaz.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Everyone's a winner during JCPenney's Mystery Sale. This Thursday to Sunday, hurry in store for our coupon giveaway. Get them while they last. You could win an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off, or get extra lucky and hit the jackpot deal, where you'll win $60 off your entire purchase when you spend $60 or more. Surprise, it's more money in your pocket. Yes, JCPenney. Giveaway valid 12/11 to 12/14 while they last. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Danny Gonzalez is going to join us on the show straight ahead. Also, we'll chat with Kelvin Ifan in the 4 o'clock hour. Our Arizona insider. We'll talk some Arizona football and basketball with the captain as the Wildcats get set to head down to Alabama, take on the Crimson Tide in Birmingham on Saturday. Their first game as the number 1 team in the country. Also, we'll get caught up on Arizona women's athletics. We're talking about some of the changes going on. Arizona volleyball with the announcement that Avery Scoggins is headed into the transfer portal. A number of the ladies on the soccer team have also jumped into the transfer portal, as, again, it is this new life in college athletics that we are dealing with players may not be around that long. We'll check in with our friend Kim Doss over at AZ Desert Swarm to get an update on everything that is happening, get her thoughts on how things are changing on the women's side of Arizona athletics. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Now, we were talking about the news that Geiska Crowley is going to be leaving the University of Arizona football program. He's the general manager, so the Wildcats are going to need a new general manager, and Geiska is on his way to Arkansas to work for the Razorbacks and new coach Ryan Silverfield. And I asked Brent Brennan at the last press conference after the win over Arizona State just about this new structure that we're seeing in college football, where programs have general managers, have high-level personnel people to deal with all aspects of player procurement, whether that's high school kids, recruiting, transfer portal, signings, and evaluation. Here was the head coach on how all of that works now in high-level college football.
Is it just like it's definitely, I think, lends itself to a little more organization, right? When I came up in this thing, like there was multiple years where I was the recruiting coordinator and also the receiver coach, or the recruiting coordinator and the receivers coach and the special teams coordinator, and it's just like, and so, you're like, okay, am I focused on recruiting or am I focused on trying to get a first down this week? So it was, I think that one of the things that Geiska and Fletcher do an incredible job of is like they're kind of the front door with some of the evaluation process, right? And then they do a great job of making sure everybody is accountable to our process, right? So the position coach seeing the players, the coordinator seeing the players, me seeing the players, right? So that we have consistency of our evaluation process And then, okay, yes, we like this kid, we're going after him, or no, we don't think he's good enough. So I think that part of it is really, really helpful, because it's also different, right? Where, I've been in this thing long enough to remember the days when you traveled with a box of blank VHS tapes, and you would literally go to a high school and record deck to deck, like push play and record, yeah, you guys are all laughing, but like the young people in the room are laughing because they don't even know what I'm talking about right now. They don't know what a VHS tape is. But yeah, and so like that, now the film is so much more available, right? Like I don't have my phone on me, but I bet I got texts of highlight films while we've been talking, right? Like, so there's so much film that comes in, and it's an overwhelming number, where before it was much more regionally based, right? Like you were recruiting proximity areas, maybe a state or two that touched your state, but now it's so much more national, because you have so much more access to video. And so they're incredible helping us organize that and be able to get really thorough evaluations of the players that we're bringing into our football family.
I think that's the statement of the day. Film is just so much more available now than it was 20 years ago.
What about Betamax? I mean, come on.
Betamax, exactly. Holy mackerel.
Laser discs.
VHS tapes and holiday parties. I mean, it all went away. It all went away as the technology improved.
I like living in the future, though, DK. I mean, the future is fun to live in.
There you go. That's true. It's funny. I'll get into something that I've always thought was very interesting a little bit later. Let's get another break in here. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some football, some Arizona football. Danny Gonzalez scheduled to join us, the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Wildcats. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center. This is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported Oracle and Orange Grove and Oracle. Grant and Tancaverde reported on Grant Road near Tancaverde, and also 12th Avenue and Ajo Way. Backups on southbound La Cholla at Ajo, more slowing at Mission and Ajo. The low 50, 79 and sunny tomorrow. It's 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around-the-house work. A new tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of my job. I ended up taking
stripping?
I took out the linoleum. I stripped out the linoleum.
Am I not paying you enough money that you got to strip for a living? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Quick throw, retro, makes the catch for the touchdown.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is your home this NFL season for the Carolina Panthers.
Kicks it left. Oh, hit him. Oh, we got it. We got it. The Panthers cover it up near midfield. Oh, my God.
Catch Arizona football alum Tetro McMillan and South Point Catholic High School grad Nathan Ransom all season long right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Get ready for The Rush with Max Crosby.
You already know what time it is.
All-pro defensive end Max Crosby takes you beyond the field with exclusive insights, real stories from inside the locker room.
You could literally see us like laughing, kind of chirping back and forth.
This is The Rush. Buckle up.
We talk about The Rush on The Rush all the time.
Don't miss the behind-the-scenes moments and interviews everyone's talking about.
We appreciate you guys. We're going to keep feeding you all the content.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Here we go.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sims will take the snap. Back on a play fake, deep drop, looking deep, going to throw deep down the near side. And that ball's going to be, what do we got? Intercepted?
What a pick.
It is an interception for Arizona. Was that Traden Stukes?
Yes, it is.
Traden Stukes picks it off, takes it right away.
Rolling in the field is an interception by the defense.
From the
First
intended
down,
receiver,
Arizona.
third turnover for ASU tonight.
Timeout.
That is a big-time play.
Big time play indeed by a defense that made big time plays all season long. Let's talk to the guy that was the architect behind this dominant performance we saw this year from the Arizona Wildcats defense on the way to a 9-win season. Pleased to be joined by the defensive coordinator, Danny Gonzalez. And Danny, first of all, it's the first time we've had a chance to speak with you since the win in Tempe. Congratulations on another outstanding performance. It was funny because in the press conference leading up to that week, you kind of made a little bit of a sly comment about how your defense couldn't stop the run. And when I heard you say that, I was like, he's setting us up here. He's setting us up because he's going to figure out a way to shut down this Arizona State running game, and you certainly did that. What was the mindset going into that game about how you wanted to put the clamps on Raleek Brown and Jeff Sims and company?
Well, good afternoon, Dave. Thank you for having me on. I was really proud of our guys. It was much like the same challenge, and I guess I screwed this up before BYU and Houston, but before we played Kansas State, the message all week long with those guys is, Avery Johnson ran for 118 yards against us in Manhattan, Kansas the prior year. And I had challenged those guys, like, don't let him get a yard. Like, and he had negative 16 rushing because of some of the sacks. And so all week long, I just kept telling them about, and I appreciate you guys giving me the rat poison that Coach Saban calls it, all the media in town, that we can't stop a running quarterback. And we just kept over and over. Quarterbacks run all over your tail. And so the disappointment was the touchdown. It was obviously Sims' 27-yard run and then Raleek Brown a 28-yard run on that drive. Both of those were assignment errors that if we don't make those assignment errors, we probably shut them out, which would have been fantastic. But, I thought our kids played their tails off, and we did some things around here that nobody thought we could, and we still got an opportunity to be the fifth team in 122 years of Arizona football to win 10.
Danny, I saw it early in camp, and I preached it almost every day, and you can feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. You have before. I said I thought you guys won every single day. That's how good you guys were in camp. And that's not to say that knowing those guys didn't make plays, because they did. But if I was grading it from start to finish at camp, I said the defense won every single practice. Did you see it that early? Did you realize what you had from the beginning of fall camp?
I actually thought back in spring, towards the end of spring ball, that we had a nucleus of guys that were starting to mesh. And if we could stay healthy, and actually we got more banged up than I anticipated, but I thought if we stayed healthy and we got them to play hard and choose violence, that we had a chance to have a pretty special unit. Because we do things a little bit different, and we're not afraid. And you have to give Coach Brennan a ton of credit, because he allows me to be creative. He allows me to do some of the things we do, which is unconventional. But I just thought our guys started to get a taste of it. Now, I really didn't believe that we were going to be as good as we had the opportunity to be until we played Kansas State. And when they played really well that day, minus the 75-yard run and the red zone touchdown on the second series of the second half, they had that taste of blood. And when the game was over and we put them on the field, the final three series, and Kansas State couldn't get a yard, I take that back. They got one first down in those three series. Our kids started to believe, okay, we can be pretty good. And from that point on, it was fun. Now, we screwed up the BYU and Houston. I'm telling you, we're a fumble covery away from being in the championship game, and I really, really, really wish we could have taken a shot at Texas Tech.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been saying all week. I mean, you'd love to have seen this defense and this team play against the best in the league this year, and maybe what that would have looked like. But that's, I mean, again, in years, when you have 16 teams in a league, you're going to miss two of the best teams every year, and unfortunately, Arizona missed the best team this year. Danny Gonzalez is our guest. He's the defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcats. Danny, in terms of, Trayden Stukes just made some unbelievable plays down the stretch. I mean, you can count that. I mean, like the last four games, I think he made a touchdown saving either deflection or an interception in each one of those games. The play he made, the highlight we had at the top, I said, for me, that sealed him as my team MVP. And the reason he's my team MVP is because I'll go back to what I said at the top. I thought your defense is really what set the tone for what this year became. And so for me, my MVP is coming from that side of the ball, and from where he came in camp, where he wasn't full go, to where he ended up. To me, it's an MVP type performance for a guy that's been in this program for 6 years.
I won't disagree with you. I think we have a bunch of special players on this football team. Noah Fafita, what he's done being the first team quarterback since 1975 for Arizona. I mean, that's impeccable. Mm-hmm. But what Trayden Stukes, and you have to give Geronimo and Coach Carroll, our strength coach, and everybody that was involved, including Trayden, in the decision on how to get him back. And we were getting there was a lot of people out there. Why isn't he playing against Hawaii? Why isn't he playing against Weber? And could he have played? Absolutely, he could have played, but it just didn't seem like it was the right thing to do. And I think we did it to perfection, because he played 7 plays against Kansas State, and one of them was really impactful on the sack on the second series after the fumble. And then after that, he hasn't missed a beat. I mean, he's been in almost every snap the rest of the season. And that play that you're talking about in the Arizona State game, that's going to be between Chuck Cecil's interception return and now Trayden Stukes is freaking jumping over that guy to intercept the ball. Those two players are going to be territorial cup laurel for the University of Arizona until the end of time. And I'm really proud that he is one of those. And between him and Dalton and them all the blood that they've spilled for this program and everything that they've done, for them to have the season they're having. I mean, our 19 interceptions on defense, our 28 takeaways, which is second in the country behind friggin' Texas Tech because they got the extra game. I mean, it's a testament to those two and their leadership in what we were able to do, and I'm so proud of them. And I was talking to Trayden last night, like I'm grateful that they put their trust in me going in and didn't get in the portal and didn't leave, and it turned out great for all of us.
Danny Gonzalez is our guest, and you mentioned just kind of you had some injuries, but the thing that was different this year was guys the next guy wasn't just the next guy up, but he was the next guy up, and he would make plays. And I go back to second half of the ASU game. Jabari Mann comes in, and on one drive, he makes a play on the right side where he shot the gap and got a TFL. And then he comes and makes the next, maybe 2 plays later, makes a play on the left side. And I'm like, this guy just came in the game, and he's already made 2 plays. And we saw that up and down this defensive lineup this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to be a good coach, you get good players. And we've got a bunch of good players in this program, and I thought the coaches did a great job of evaluating, starting at this moment last year, to build Team 122. But you got to give a lot of credit to Joe Salavea. Did a great job with the front. Josh Brengel did an unbelievable job with the linebackers. Chip Viney. I mean, we've got 3 of the best corners in the Big 12. And then Brett Arcee he's got 2 first-team all Big 12 guys. I mean, our coaching staff on defense did a phenomenal job of getting guys that weren't in the game prepared to go in if they had to play. And give the credit, and don't get me wrong, give the credit to the players, because players win games, coaches don't. Coaches have to give them the opportunity to win the game, and I thought our staff did a fantastic job of doing that.
You talk about the staff. Unfortunately, when you win like this, guys are going to get lured away. Geiska Crowley is headed to Arkansas. What has he meant to this program?
He's done a fantastic job. Like I said just a minute ago, you go back to this day back a year ago, and we're trying to figure out who are we going to tell that they can't play here? Who are we going to get in here that can play here? How are we going to flip this roster and have an opportunity to win 10 games and recreate the magic of 2023? And step by step, we did it. Geiska was a huge part of that. And it's a great problem to have. And Desiree has made such a tremendous commitment to this football program. You want people sniffing around your coaches. You want people sniffing around your personnel, because that means you're doing something that they want to duplicate at their place. And so with success comes opportunity. With opportunity gives you the ability to go bet on yourself and do something, and that's what Geiska's doing. He's got an opportunity at the University of Arkansas with Coach Silverfield to bet on himself and go build something special. And I'm glad that the University of Arizona was able to help him. Coach Brennan gave him the opportunity. He freaking crushed the opportunity, and now he's got to go do the same thing over at Arkansas.
Danny Gonzalez is our guest, U of A football defensive coordinator. The Wildcats in the Holiday Bowl against SMU. What do you see with the Mustangs when you take a look at them, Danny?
I see them statistically as one of the best offenses in the country. Coach Lashley has been a freaking unbelievable offensive mind. Their wide receivers coach, Rob Likens, we were on staff together at the school up north when I was over there. He was our offensive coordinator. So he'll have an idea of what to do and what we do. So we've got a great challenge. Jennings can throw the ball all over the rock. He's athletic. I am super excited to be able to play a team like SMU in a bowl game. When all this stuff was coming out and you hear, hey, you might play Miami, you might play Notre Dame, you might play SMU, you might play Virginia. I didn't care who it was. I wanted the best possible football team on the other side of the sideline, because I think we've got a football team that's playing with a bunch of confidence, and we're a good football team. So we've got an opportunity to go out there. We're the 17th ranked football team in the country in the CFP. You can't listen to all that stuff and start believing how good you are. We have to go out there and do exactly what we did the previous 9 weeks, and that's earn the opportunity to win 10 and then celebrate that. And then the sad thing is, football teams have about a year lifespan. Yeah. And Team 122 is so different from 121 and it's so different from 120. And Team 122 has about 3 weeks left together, and it's a special group. But Team 122 is setting the stage for Team 123, and Team 123 wants to go to the freaking CFP and play in the Rose Bowl. So these guys are giving that team the opportunity. But we can go screw it up, and all these wonderful things, all these wonderful statistics that we've got going on can get screwed up in one game if we don't prepare right. So we've got a football team that's excited to go play in San Diego on January 2nd. There's no better place to spend New Year's Eve getting ready to play a football game. So it's a really exciting time around here.
You know, you mentioned being unconventional and Brent Brennan allowing you to do some things that are unconventional. For me, the most unconventional thing that I saw was just, you might have 4 guys on the line and 3 of them are standing up and one guy's got his hand on the ground. For you, what would you say is the most unconventional thing that you do defensively? And going back to that, the way that you align the front, why is it maybe better for guys to come out standing up versus coming out of a three-point stance?
I think it's all situational based in most cases. You have to have the guys that have the ability to do those things, and two, you have to have the ability to teach it so you don't screw them up, because you can do all these wonderful things on the chalkboard, but if they can't execute it, you're just asking for problems. And I think we've got some really smart football players that have the ability to do things from a three-point stance and a two-point stance, and then it's something that offenses don't see. So it makes them uncomfortable. And our whole idea is we've got to be comfortable when things are uncomfortable. And I think our kids do a great job of that. Now, none of this stuff matters if they aren't talented enough and if they don't choose violence. Well, we've got a group that chooses violence between the white lines, and we've got enough talent. You don't have to have the most talent. You have to have enough, and we have enough to do something that's really special.
Yeah, and I think when you say choose violence, to me, right from fall camp, the one drill that stood out to me was the drill that a lot of fans saw pregame where you would go hit the bag, but in practice it involved, guys running, slamming the bag, and tackling the donut, and then you guys would throw the ball up and they had to catch the ball. And I thought a perfect example of that drill translating into a game was ASU when you had three guys make diving interceptions. And this is 2 years before you got here, 2 years ago, where we had DBs that couldn't catch the ball. And I said, that's that drill that they were doing in the fall coming to fruition in the final game of the year where you have three guys making diving interceptions.
No, I agree. I mean, I think you are what you are every single day. You can't do something half-tailed and expect good results. And I think it's what you demand or what you allow. And we demand them to play at a high level. We demand them to practice at a high level. And then once we started having success, they bought in. I mean, our big sell to Traden and Dalton and Jim when they were in the transfer portal back last January, and it was dark days around this building when all those guys were in the transfer portal, I can tell you that. But I told them in a 4-year period at San Diego State when I was the defensive coordinator, we had 84 interceptions. We're going to have an opportunity to intercept 20 balls next year. Now, if you guys drop some of them, that's on you. That ain't on me. And we did. We dropped 3 or 4. We should be around 24. But the opportunities that they seized at that moment and the things that we do, everything is I think in this day and age of revenue share, the live tackling in practice is going to become very few and far between because those guys just get so expensive and it's so risky to lose one of them. So we had to be creative and innovative in different ways and trying to figure out how to be a good tackling football team. And we did some things that were unorthodox, and we looked like a Pop Warner team at times, tackling bags pregame. But to be honest with you, I really don't care. All I care about is results. And when somebody tells me that you can't do something, we're going to find a way to do it. And that was kind of the idea. I mean, if you go back to August, a lot of people were telling us how bad we were going to suck on defense. And I just kind of, hey, boys, take it in. Listen to every single one of them. And then keep the receipts. And when we get to the end of the football season, we can show them exactly where we're at. And I'm really proud. I mean, we're 17th in total defense by yards per game. We're 10th in the country in yards per play, which I think is behind points is the most telling story of whether or not you're good on defense. We played 794 plays and we've given up 4.56 yards per play. That's pretty elite in today's football. I mean, we're number 1 in the country in pass efficiency defense. We're number 1 in the country in turnover margin. We're number 2 in the country in gain turnovers. We're number 4 in passing yards allowed. We're number 3 in passes intercepted. I mean, we've done some things around here that not even the Desert Swarm era was able to do. And I think that's really special because I said I didn't want to use that moniker until we earned it, and I think this group has earned it. And I asked Coach Sanders and Coach Salavea, who were a part of it, and I wish Coach Tomey was still alive because the things that we've done around here emulate some of those things. Now, they did it over a 4-year period. Can we maintain that? And that's what I'm excited to take on that challenge, to continue this thing and see what happens.
All right, hey, Danny, I saw you with your dog last week. What kind of dog is that?
We've got a golden doodle. We had 2. One passed away. My wife's looking to possibly get a Bernedoodle. So okay. I've got bad allergies, and I can't have dogs that. I mean, between cats and dogs, they'll tear me up if they have dandruff and all that stuff. So I walk around with my cute little dog, and people are like, "Wow, look at that!" Now he's big enough so he doesn't look like he belongs in a purse. But when he was a puppy, I got a lot of crap for walking around that dog around the neighborhood, like, "Oh, look how cute your puppy is." I'm like, man, I told my wife I'm going to put that sucker in a bag until he's big enough so I don't feel like such a sissy.
Danny, can we get film sessions with you every week this off season?
Hey, I tell you what, I'm open to it. I love talking football. I mean, it's my passion. Behind my faith and my family, it's the greatest thing in my life. So I'm all about it.
There we go. Hey, best of luck, Danny, as you guys get set to head down to San Diego for the Holiday Bowl. It's been a truly impressive run for this defense and what you've been able to do with it from last year to this year, and looking forward to seeing how they play out there against SMU.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate having me on. I appreciate all the talk about Arizona football. I mean, this is a really neat deal. It's December 11th, 2025. The University of Arizona has the number 1 ranked men's basketball team in the country, and we're on your radio show in the afternoon talking about football. So I talked about it way back in August, and then after we lost to BYU, people were saying, why is he begging people to stay on this ship? The thing must be falling in if they're asking for this, and it had nothing to do with it. I thought we had an opportunity to create some magic and be special. And the Tucson community is so much better, and everybody is so much more excited about basketball when you have a winning football team. And the architect behind this thing between Desiree and Brent Brennan, and what Coach Brennan has done, flipping this roster when everybody wanted to get rid of him at the end of last year, it's fantastic. And Brent Brennan is the perfect person to re-emulate what Coach Tomey did. And the next challenge is, let's go win a dang conference championship. So I appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you for all you guys do.
There we go. Bear down indeed. Danny Gonzalez, the defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcat football team. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Got any thoughts on what you heard Coach say there? We'll take your calls after the break. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Broadway and Alvernon and Broadway, Oracle and Orange Grove and Oracle, also 12th and Ahaway. Some slowing on Swanwick Grant, Alvernon and Grant Road, also busy. For your weather, 50, the overnight low, 79, sunny tomorrow, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store, where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
Snoop will be here Saturday, December 27th, along with the Miami of Ohio Redhawks and the Fresno State Bulldogs for the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Last year's game was amazing with a record crowd, and this year will be bigger and better. Check out the free Gin and Juice Tailgate Festival before the game on the U of A Mall. And inside the stadium, get ready for fireworks, football, and of course, Snoop.
Will you be there? The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop.
Go to thearizonabowl.com and get your tickets today.
Ready?
State champs again.
Yep. Brett Brennan will get doused.
Bear down, Arizona. Thank you to Brett Brennan and your Arizona Wildcats for bringing the cup back home.
Lee Sano dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Let's get ready to go. It's a big time day, man. Let's go.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey. And we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rockin' Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hey, this is Michael Rosenbaum.
Hey guys, Tom Welling. Look, we've both played heroes.
And we both played villains. But in the real life, there are no reshoots, no stuntmen, or sequels.
We all make mistakes. We're all human.
Making one bad decision can not only land you in jail, but could also put yourself and other people around you in serious risk.
Be smart, make a plan, catch a ride, stay put.
Don't let a high moment turn into a lifetime of regret. This holiday season, be your own hero. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
Paid for by NHTSA.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Nation.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Thursday. So glad you could be with us. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Appreciate the opportunity to chat with Danny Gonzalez, the defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcats. One assignment left. And I want to go back to something that he said. And it's something we've talked about. I mean, this is team number 122, as he phrased it, the 122nd football team of the University of Arizona, which was vastly different than team number 121, which was vastly different than team number 120. Team number 120 won 10 games. Team number 121 won 4 games. Team number 122 has a chance to win 10 games. And team number 123 is going to look a whole lot different. And there's a lot of guys. We've kind of spoken about this new era of college football where it was probably week 6 or 7 before we even knew who Cameron Barmore was. Or at least a lot of you. I mean, I knew who he was because I had watched him in fall camp. But before he actually, broke out and we could start talking about him, and he's going to be gone at the end of the year. He's going to be graduated out. And there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to fall into that category. 1-year guys here at the University of Arizona who you're gonna feel like did I really get to know that guy? And next year it's gonna be a different crop of kids. And team number 123 could very much fall back. They could. That's just the nature of what this is all about, especially as a school like Arizona. You would hope that you can get a consistent enough base with this football program that you can not have a lot of seesawing of talent level and the ability to win football games and go from 10-4 to 10 to whatever next year may bring. You would hope that stays at least in that bowl range of 6-10 again next year. I mean, that's the goal, to not drop back down below 6 and to consistently be that team. I've said it from the moment I got here in 2008. I think if you can be a program that consistently wins 8 games, there's going to be those years where you're going to fall into 10 games. You might fall into 11 games. You might be, like Danny said, a fumble. He broke it down even further. A fumble recovery away when whoever it was Bear Bachmeyer, LJ Martin, dropped the ball in the BYU game. You're a fumble recovery away from playing in the Big 12 championship game. And that's why we were talking about the conversation I had with Rich Carrillo on Twitter, and he said that Arizona was not even close to being a playoff team. I was like, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. They were absolutely that close from being in the Big 12 championship game, and that's all you've got to be. You've got to be in that game, because if you get in that game, you got a chance to win that game, and if you win that game, in most years, you've got a seat in the playoff.
As far as 122, 123, and all that, DK, step one, retain your coaching staff, right? I mean, you're talking about 2 years ago and last year, and the big obvious difference there was the exodus to Seattle.
Right.
But what I'm looking at is a 9-3 record in which Tucson is now a destination. People are seeing what Coach Daggie's doing, what Coach Gonzalez is doing, what Coach Brennan is doing, and maybe thinking to themselves, when they weren't last year at this time, DK, that might be a spot that I want to go. So what are there, 29 seniors on this roster? I mean, every year you're going to have to replace players. The transfer portal is a thing. You're going to lose some players. You're going to add some players. But the idea of that continuity and having the messaging be the same, we're building here, we're trying to do something special, that's a great step in the right direction, DK. Regardless of what happens on the 2nd of January, moving into next season in the spring, having the retention of those coaches and the messaging and the style, and then just building upon what you did this year, because quite obviously Coach Gonzalez's defense surprised a lot of people. We talked about it preseason. You talked about it in that interview. But every day you came here on the afternoon show after practice, you talked about not necessarily how impressive the defense was, but that you were worried about the offense because they couldn't get anything going against Danny Gonzalez's defense in spring. So, yeah, just overall really impressed with everything they did this year. And I'm telling you, there are a lot more players, be they high school players and or transfer portal players, looking at the old Pueblo as a place they might want to be playing football next year. That might not have in the past.
And what we say, and we didn't really dive too much. We didn't really dive into it all last week because we weren't here. But the week before on signing day, this is a program that signed, at least as this class is rated right now, they signed 5 4-star players. 5 4-star players for the University of Arizona. I mean, there were years when if you signed 2. If I remember they signed, I remember the Rich Rod had, I think like in 13, 14, they signed 2 4-star guys, and everybody was doing jumping jacks because it's like, wow, we got 2 4-stars. You got 5 4-stars in this class. That is the most 4-stars that they've ever signed in a class here at the University of Arizona.
And I'll reiterate my point I mentioned about, you're talking about Rich Carrillo and talking about how this team's not there. They're not, good enough to be a college football playoff team. I'll reiterate my point. When your coach leaves for Seattle in the spring, right, prior to spring, and you lose a good portion of your roster and you hire a new head coach and a new staff, that means you haven't had 3 years of getting into living rooms for high school recruits. So it's almost always the 3rd and 4th year recruiting cycles where those coaches have had a chance to develop relationships. If it's a, legacy type of situation, my dad played there, I'm looking there, that's one thing. But a lot of the recruits, DK, you're going to be seeing in next year's class, 4 4-stars is great, 5 4-stars is great, and the relationships you develop, they don't happen overnight. You have to get into the living rooms when they're freshmen and sophomores in high school, meet the family, shake hands, all that thing, talk about what you're going to do when they send their kids away to college. And so this year's team is more cobbled together, right? As opposed to what you're going to be seeing next year and the 4th year of Coach Brennan being on campus. That's when the healthiest programs, because you've had 4 years of recruiting cycle, you've had a chance to establish relationships with some of those really, really impressive young players in their freshman and sophomore seasons in high school.
It's again, the dynamics of college football right now. All you have to do is look at Penn State. Last year they were in the playoff, and I think didn't they make the semifinals? I think they made the semifinals of the playoff or the quarterfinals of the playoff. And this year they went 3-6 in the Big Ten. That's how quickly this train can turn.
I just look at
program.
Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma State was one of the 25 best programs in the country, and they haven't won a conference game in 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. All right, we are joined by the third member of our program today. Her name is Cricket. Cricket, you weren't here at the beginning of the show. So we did not. You're sleeping. It's kind of your rest time, so you weren't there to partake in the lunch today,
right?
The Christmas lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So when did? So I was hearkening back because Thomas, right?
Yes.
Thomas from the promo staff.
Best laugh ever.
Yeah. So everybody got a chance. Kenny did a little differently. Everybody got a chance to go around and say something, or if they wanted to say something, because normally he gets up and gives a speech. And we just all kind of went around and everybody said maybe their 2 cents about, why they love being here, whatever, why they enjoy working here. And so Thomas gets up there and says, "This is my first Christmas lunch." And I was like, "You should have been here 20 years ago when it was a wild party."
Oh.
And so the question I'm asking is, so when, because I got out of radio for 20 years, when did the Christmas party turn into a Christmas lunch? You've been here forever.
I don't think we ever had a Christmas party here in this building.
Really?
Yeah,
You never put a lampshade on your head?
There was never a ballroom party for whatever Cumulus Citadel, whatever it used to be.
I don't recall ever. I remember a couple of times maybe we went to Funtastics, stuff like that.
Yeah. Jeez.
But it's been
Holy
since
mackerel.
I worked at a different company that I remember those being maybe at a hotel ballroom or stuff like that. But
exactly.
I don't ever recall that here.
Here.
Unless
Wow.
maybe I just never made it. I don't know.
So J-Dub says he's convinced that because I said I think I got out of I left my last radio group at 04 and then I came back in 23, so it was 19 years. Right around the time that camera phones became popular was probably about the time that the company Christmas party ended, when people could get themselves in a whole lot of trouble with camera phones.
Yep. And they're dancing up on ice sculptures on tables. And
somebody shared a story about somebody diving into a pool in their underwear. I don't know. I don't know if that was here or if that might have been another radio group too.
Wow. That's something. That wasn't me. That was not me.
The actual best thing about what Thomas said is what he started saying was, he said, "I've had a lot of jobs and I've been here for a year and I've never been at a place where I liked everybody and everybody liked me."
Oh,
that's
love
how
that.
he started it out as.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, and then he said, he missed out on the debaucherous Christmas parties by about 20 years is what DK responded.
That's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old days. The good old days.
Those kids.
We used to party suites. So me and one of the other guys, we would get adjoining suites, and then we would have the after party in our adjoining suites.
Oh, well, you tore it up.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Okay.
What happened in the adjoining suites stays in the adjoining.
They call it the Michael Scott after party.
Because you don't remember what happened.
Oh, yeah.
No stories.
I remember what happened. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported at Broadway and Alvernon. Alvernon and Broadway, also Oracle and Orange Grove. Some slowdowns, Ajo and Mission, southbound and westbound, and also road work on I-10, both directions, near Emperita Road. Overnight low 50, 79 and sunny tomorrow and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I have a great idea.
Oh boy.
Here it comes. Let's go caroling.
Don't wanna.
Gary, I love the holiday spirit, but this is a busy time at Alaskan AC.
Don't wanna.
Folks are calling for repairs. We have Alaska vacations to do.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, and that I don't want to.
Oh, come on. Here, look at the sheet music.
This song?
Oh, I see where you're going.
It goes like this.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
Ah, yes. Really get you in the spirit.
I'm not sure we should go door to door and
That's
sing.
a great idea. We'll go door to door and sing. A 1 and a 2.
If you want your furnace to last all winter long, with an Alaska fabrication, it will always blow strong.
We'll get snowballs thrown at us.
People will have snow brought in just to throw at us.
You guys are on the naughty list.
I'm good with that.
Makes no difference to me.
Oh, Grinch. Schedule an Alaska vacation at AlaskanAC.com.
As players fight to avoid mistakes on the field, remember to make smart choices off the field this holiday season. If you decide to drink and drive, you could get a DUI or worse. That one decision to drive impaired could change your life and the life of others forever. If you're going to drink, the only way to be the MVP this holiday season is by planning a safe and sober ride home. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Rush in for the $100,000 holiday gold rush. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the ghost pepper challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PictureRoxCooling.com.
Picturex Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Kick off the holiday season with the perfect gift for the soccer fan in your life. Head over to store.ussoccer.com and explore a wide range of official U.S. soccer gear and merch. Whether you're decking the halls or hitting the fields, we've got you covered. Show your true colors and share the excitement of U.S. soccer this season. Visit store.ussoccer.com today and score big with your holiday shopping.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. At 44 years old, Phillip Rivers is back. The quarterback who last played in 2020 in Indy officially signed back with the Colts practice squad on Wednesday. The NFL's collective bargaining agreement with officials is set to expire May 31st. An EVP of football operations, Troy Vincent, told owners today that talks on a new deal have been unsuccessful as the league pushes for a performance-based model. Areas of focus for the NFL in any new deal include tying compensation to performance, greater flexibility given the best performing officials' postseason assignments, access to more practice reps, shortening the dead period that currently runs from the Super Bowl through May 15th, and more. The next negotiating session is set for December 30th. And NFL clubs voted to support financially the development and launch of a professional flag football league. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the football insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, let's chat with our captain, Kelvin Efon, class of 1998, talking some Arizona football and basketball. Also, I want to talk about the NFL. We got NFL Thursday Night Football tonight. Bijan Robinson will be on the field for the Atlanta Falcons as they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kelvin, you obviously have coached. You're coaching football. You coach basketball. Your son is playing both of those sports. I'm curious, as a youngster, what KJ is, what, about 12 or 13?
12, yeah.
12, yeah. As a 12-year-old growing up right now in Tucson, what's his? Does he have an opinion of Bijan Robinson as being somebody that's playing in the NFL now from Tucson?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he plays for the Falcons, and Bijan sponsors,
That's right.
A lot of, he sponsors the team and, different things like that. So they talk about him over there. He's an alumni of the organization, so they talk about him. And just as a kid, he's just amazed with the talent that he is and that he's from Tucson.
There you go. Yeah, I was kind of curious just how when you it's one thing to like look up to NFL players and all of that, but to have a guy that's really one of the best at his position and to be here from Southern Arizona, how that's playing now with kids that are maybe between that ages of 10 and 13, 10 and 14 that are beginning to play the game at a high level themselves. Kelvin Efon is our guest, and Kelvin, Bull bound to San Diego, this Arizona football team, after their win over the Arizona State Sun Devils. First time we've had a chance to talk to you since then. Pretty impressive for this team to have a chance to go back and play in a bowl that I know is very special to this program.
Yeah, very special, man. I think, it's up there in the top of, at least the top two bowls that we ever played in. The Holiday Bowl, man. San Diego is a great spot for us. We have a lot of kids, or players, I should say, from Southern Arizona. We have Southern California. We have a lot of alumni, that's down there as well. So we're going to have a great draw. I mean, I played in the game, had a great time, again, back in our day. But, yeah, it was great to see that these guys got that bowl invitation. I think it's a little better destination than a few other ones that they were getting considered for.
So Kelvin Efon and Brad Brennan are the two Wildcats who scored in the last Holiday Bowl appearance.
Exactly. That's what I was about to ask him. Like, what was his most fondest memory? I mean, obviously everybody sees the picture of you helping hold up the trophy. That was a big trophy too. My goodness, that thing probably weighed a ton. But yeah, what was your memory of that night?
Man, holding up that trophy. Holding up that trophy. What's crazy is I was injured going into the game, man. My ankle, I had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Felt like my leg was broke, man. And I can't even believe I played in that game. Still today, I can't believe I played in that game. But, Coach told me, man, being the guy that he is, knowing that my ankle was injured, gave me a chance to score when we were around the goal line. It just was the type of man he was. I mean, I would have went with Charles Candidate. if it was me, because I'm trying to get the dub. But coach, it just brings me back to Coach Tomey again. I mean, we're on the goal line. We're at the 1. Everybody expects me to get it, but everybody understands that my ankle is hurt. I had to pass up, several carries in that game, but Coach believed in me, and that belief and, hard and thinking about, my family, I figured out a way to fall in that end zone some type of way, man. And just a great moment. But I think of Coach Tomey in that because, again, man, with a guy with a high ankle sprain, to even give him a chance to play in the game, I can't believe it, but I can when I think about, who the man that gave me that chance.
All right, what was the play? It was a 1-yard run. What was the play?
It was a fullback dive to the left, basically. I can't remember the exact name of the play, but it was fullback dive to the left. We did it a lot. We did the belly as well as the dive. So the belly is where you go left and you curl back right. So I had the choice to do either, but I was behind Yusuf Scott over there and Brandon Manamanauna and who else we had over there? Edwin Mulatalo. So, I think it was no question that I was going to figure out a way to find a little crack to get in there, following those guys.
Calvin Ifan, the captain class of 1998. He's our Arizona insider, brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Wildcat men's basketball on the road this weekend, headed down to Alabama to take on the Crimson Tide, the 12th-ranked Crimson Tide. Kelvin, who took 57 three-point shots in their last game. When you hear that, when you look back, I'm sure you probably watched some of the tape. As somebody that played and coaches, what goes through your mind when you watch a team take 57 threes in a game?
That's as free as you can play. That's what I think. That's as free as you can play. I mean, and that means that the coach is 100% behind it and trust those guys and believe that taking those shots is going to give them the best chance to win and be successful. And, with the type of athletes that they have, with their rebounding ability and their quickness to get to those long rebounds, Coach probably is right. A lot of times you want to get up quick shots with a lot of these teams because they don't have any chemistry. They don't know each other enough to run a bunch of sets like University of Houston, right? A lot of these teams just got to get up shots, early in transition, early in the offense, just to make sure that they don't get, a tremendous amount of turnovers.
Kelvin, Coach Oates, Nate Oates from Alabama, he's deep into the analytics style. He plays like the Houston Rockets from 6 years ago. It's nothing but threes and layups. Would you, Kelvin Ifan, have enjoyed playing in a system that didn't allow you to shoot 12 to 14-footers?
I wouldn't, because that was my number one shot. It set up everything for me. It set up my three-pointer because the threat of driving by you, getting to the rim, and driving by you, getting to my mid-range pull-up 12 to 15 feet, man, that was just my best part of my game with my athletic ability and my size. Being like a running back, I could bounce off of you and go right up in the sky and get that shot off. And then it opened up wide open threes for me as well. This three, I think I wouldn't have a problem in this 3-and-D because, the 3-and-layup because, being able to shoot a bunch of threes would, make guys, gravitate to me. So to open up driving lanes for some dunks. But, I love the mid-range, though. That was just a big part of my game.
Yeah, just looking at what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder did to the Suns last night, and that team is a lot of mid-range shots. And I get it. I get that the most efficient shots, you always say the team with the most easy twos is the team that wins. And we understand that there's a lot more range. Young players have a lot more range to their outside jump shots these days. So if you're going to be in 3 and layup team, that's fine. But to me, Kelvin, a team like Coach Lloyd has built in which you're going to be pounding the ball into the paint and getting efficient buckets works pretty well too. I just had to ask you because it seems so restrictive, and obviously you're going to go play for Coach Oates and play, coaches like that who are going to be that 3 and layup kind of coach. But 57, Kelvin. 57 threes. I never thought I'd see the day. That's a lot of 3-pointers.
Now they only took.
And who did they play?
That was against UT San Antonio. So they've played 4 games against
runners.
Yeah, they've played 4 games against ranked opponents. So against Gonzaga, a game they lost by 10, they took 29, made 9, 31%. The game against Illinois, which they won that game on the road, 90-86. I remember we were watching that game here in studio that night. They took 32 and made 11. 34%. Then against Purdue, the number 2 team in the country, they lost. They took 43, made 16, so 37%. And then against St. John's, the number 5 team in the country, a game they also won. They took only 17 that night and made 6.
So they taking at least 32.
Yeah, they're taking at least 30, it looks like. And they only made 6 of those 57 they made. They only made 16 of those in the game. So that was not one of their better three-point shooting nights.
It's ironic because if you look at the stats, Alabama, Kelvin, and Arizona are tied in three-point shooting percentage. Both the teams shoot basically the exact same percentage. It's the volume. I think Arizona 57 is about half as many threes. Arizona's taken 126, something like that on the season. So completely different styles. When you're going into a game like that and you've got 2 drastically different styles with one team trying to pound in the paint and one team trying to shoot from the outside, what's the key for the Arizona side of that on the defensive side to make sure that those long rebounds and the efficiency, obviously getting up on those perimeter shooters, but what's your key to making sure that Alabama just doesn't get super loose with that high-paced tempo and outside shooting?
Well, one thing that it helps them as far as driving lanes, but as a team, you have to really get up on anybody that's outside the three-point lane. I mean, you literally have to be basically arm's length away from them because you don't want to give up a bunch of those wide-open threes. Now, with that being said, the help side got to figure out a way to get over there and be able to get back to his man in time to be able to, deter him from catching and shooting the ball. But yeah, a lot of times when they first coming down the court with the ball, you have to be above the three-point line. I always tell all my guys, be above the three-point line, which forces them out toward the NBA line, which lowers their percentage even more. So yeah, you got to pick them up early, man. Anytime you're dealing with people, that's willing to take their first open look.
You said that a couple times this year. Yeah, you gotta meet them up above the three-point line and not allow them to get deep and start to get into their offense where they can screen off and get those shots from 3 range. Kelvin, we will look forward to chatting with you on Saturday for Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Tip-off at 7:30. Our coverage will begin at 4 o'clock. We'll dive into everything Arizona and Alabama as the Wildcats will play their first game as the number 1 team in the country. Now, real quick, Kelvin, before we let you go. Now, 2 years ago, as soon as the Wildcats got the number 1 ranking, they went on the road and they lost immediately in that game at Purdue.
Braden Smith. Yeah. Man, I still got nightmares about that dude.
And obviously, I don't know if guys are thinking about that. There's probably only 1 or 2 guys, if Jaden Bradley, are still on that team. But how important is it for the mentality of a team to, once you get to that number 1 position, now we need to go out and win some games as the number 1 team in the country?
I think that's the last thing that you should be concerned with. Any good team understands that our play is what got us to the position to have a chance to be number 1. Let's not overthink this and try to put too much pressure on ourselves, too much weight on our shoulders, and try to carry and worry about number 1. The goal is to be number 1 at the end of the season, not to carry the ranking. It's great accomplishment. You can talk about it with your kids and stuff, and it'll be even a better talk if we win the national championship at the beginning of the year. So the seniors, the veteran guys, gotta get to those guys. Luckily, we got a guy like Cole Pete who's won Olympic gold medals and state championships, so he kind of can understand that. Being at that top thing, you're hunted. People are coming for you. So you don't have time to sit back and worry about that ranking. You got to go out there and play ball.
And you always talk about, Kelvin, about how Arizona has a target because teams want to beat Arizona to make a name for themselves. Arizona is a name program. But when you're on the top of the mountain and you're the number 1 team, ranked team in the country, everybody wants that mantle. Everybody wants to say, we beat the number 1 team in the country. There's even teams that have this stat, we've never beaten an AP number 1 ranked team in the country. So there's a status to the team that beats the number 1 ranked team as much as there is for getting and gaining that. And it's obviously all inertia and momentum. And congratulations, right? Hats off to Coach Lloyd and everything that they've done so far this season with all the games they've played. But Kelvin, when you were playing for the U of A, and how often were you looking at that movement up and down for the number next to the Arizona team when you were on the roster?
Never. I don't even think that's something that we discussed. We were more trying to get to the tournament. We came in during a time where they went to the Final Four, but also they had lost in some first round. So we were trying to figure out a way to make sure we didn't lose in the first round, which we ended up doing my first year. We lost to Miami, Ohio, but luckily we went to the Sweet 16 the next year. They won a national championship the year after that. So, guys really learned, from being in the position where you're one of the top teams and people hunting you and understanding how to, carry that and figure out a way to win.
Calvin, we'll talk to you on Sunday or Saturday.
Yes, Saturday. Yes, sir, brother. I got to see you guys.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collisions at a reported Keno near Aviation on Keno Parkway north of Aviation Parkway southbound slowing. Mary Ann Cleveland Way west of Colossal Cave Road. Sunrise Drive and Via Palomita, also Broadway and Alvernon. Some slowing on the westbound side of I-10 approaching Valencia to Irvington Palo Verde. 50 as the overnight low, 79 sunny tomorrow and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
As players fight to avoid mistakes on the field, remember to make smart choices off the field this holiday season. If you decide to drink and drive, you could get a DUI or worse. That one decision to drive impaired could change your life and the life of others forever. If you're going to drink, the only way to be the MVP this holiday season is by planning a safe and sober ride home. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for your holiday travel. And beyond the amazing low total tire prices, we'll include Jack's Plus Pack, a dozen tire-related services like touchless mounting, computerized balancing, new rubber stems, including the reset for tire pressure monitoring systems. Plus, you'll also get a lifetime of tire maintenance, rotations, rebalancing, and tire repairs. Jack's Plus Pack is a $249 value, and it's included with your new set of tires. We'll even throw in a free wheel alignment check if you want it, and it's all at the guaranteed lowest price. Get ready for holiday travel at any of Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 area locations. Call, stop by, or visit us online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Snoop will be here Saturday, December 27th, along with the Miami of Ohio Redhawks and the Fresno State Bulldogs for the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Last year's game was amazing with a record crowd, and this year will be bigger and better. Check out the free Gin and Juice Tailgate Festival before the game on the U of A Mall. And inside the stadium, get ready for fireworks, football, and of course, Snoop.
Will you be there? The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop.
Go to thearizonabowl.com and get your tickets today.
Get year-end savings now at Royal Kia during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Make no payments for 90 days on select models. Plus, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select EV models, like the Kia Niro EV. Or get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new Kia Sorento Hybrid. Must finance with Kia Finance America on approved credit. No security deposit. $1,389 per month per $1,000 financed at 0% for 72 months. $1,705 per month per $1,000 financed at 0.9% for 60 months. K32664, K32058, K32084. See dealer for details. Offers end 1/2/26. Make no payments for 90 days at the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event now at Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Bill Ryder of the Sports Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Own your moment, make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. The mess behind Sharon Moore is just getting started. Here is what's clear. When you're a university like Michigan, who according to reports understood this decision would have to be made at some point, allowing players to sign before announcing their coach will change is also morally reprehensible. I'm Bill Ryder.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this football season unforgettable. Enjoy our all-new app design and same-game parlay builder, which will take your experience to a new level. Earn BetMGM rewards points from your bets. Take advantage of football promos found nowhere else, like a second chance offer on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Arizona only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk about some Arizona women's athletics. Arizona women's basketball, they got a win yesterday over, who they beat? Eastern Kentucky. And then Arizona volleyball got to the tournament for the first time in 9 years and got a win before losing to Stanford. And now we're starting to get into the winter sports as well. We've got gymnastics that's going to be on the horizon. And we've got, before you know it, softball will be here as well. Let's chat with the lady that covers it all for the AZ Desert Swarm. Kim Dosh joins us now. Kim, always great to have a chance to chat with you. Let's start with volleyball and their run to the NCAA tournament. It was almost like a huge that they got in, because the way that things have gone the last few years, you never know. They kind of caught a little bit of a losing streak there at the end, but rallied to win those last two games at home, which they absolutely had to do to get in. But so great to see Tarita Stubbs get that opportunity to take her team to the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. I was at the gathering of the fans and the players for the watch party, and just the cheers that went up when that card flipped over. It was amazing. It was it was such a relief, and Rita is so invested in the program that not just for the players, but for her, it was really awesome.
Quickly adding a new setters coach was the news that came out today. The Arizona Wildcats filling a position that had not been filled on the roster. And we heard kind of towards the end of the season, several of the players talked about, the Pens coach as well. So, again, when we just had Danny Gonzalez from the football team on, and talking about how important it is to have a solid coaching staff around you, and it seems now like Rita is kind of finalizing that element as well moving forward with this program.
Right. The last 2 years, she's actually been one coach down. So she's been short-staffed for 2 years of her 3. So not only is it great that she's got a full staff, but she's got a couple of women on the staff who very recently played. And, she's an older coach, so getting those younger women who aren't that far removed from the college students' experience and then have had a lot of success. Like Simone, the Pens coach, she plays for a national team. And then Jenna, who the setters coach they just hired, she was a national runner-up at Texas. And then she also played her 5th year, her COVID year at UNLV. So she's had a lot of honors as a setter. She knows the position, and she's young enough that she's got that she can relate.
Yeah, that's so important. So important with today's college athletes. That doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to lose players. Avery Scoggins, the setter, has gone into the portal. Avery had a chance to be a 4-year starter here at the University of Arizona if she'd made the decision to stay. Was that a surprise at all to you?
It was. It was a surprise just because they had proven that they can do it at Arizona.
Yeah.
Although, on the other hand, there are programs out there that offer revenue sharing, and Arizona's not one of those. So if you're getting regular accolades, you may want to go somewhere that they're going to give you a little cash.
So how did that work on the Arizona side, Kim, in terms of the women's programs that I know women's basketball is one of the programs that's under revenue share? Did they have to decide which programs were going to get that and which programs were not?
Right. The only 2 women's programs that get rev share at Arizona are women's basketball and softball.
Yeah, and that's like you mentioned, that's tough when you've got when you're kind of playing from behind. How many teams do you know inside of the Big 12 in terms of volleyball that are a part of their school's revenue share? Do you know the number on that?
I don't know that number offhand. I'd have to do some research. I know like Nebraska is, obviously, and I would imagine Wisconsin is, just because at those schools, not only is volleyball really big, but there's not really another big women's sport. If you're going to give it to women. So that's something to look at too with those schools. Like Arizona, if you're only giving it to 2 women's sports, it's obvious which 2 those are going to be, right? There's not a lot. Volleyball used to have success, but even then it wasn't at the level of softball. So it's kind of obvious if that's what you're limiting to. And you do have to decide which teams are up front, and if you're limiting it to just 2 women's teams, then those are going to be the ones at Arizona. And then the other thing at Arizona is under the House settlement, you can have 18 players and you can have up to 18 full scholarships. Well, Arizona does not fund 18 scholarships for volleyball. It funds 14.75. So even before rev share, Rita does not even have 18 full scholarships.
I asked a friend of mine who played some college volleyball, played the setter position, watches a lot of Arizona volleyball. I asked him his thought on Avery Scoggins, and his response to me was solid, but nothing special. I think Rita can find a better setter. There are a lot of setters in the transfer portal. Do you think that's where the next starting setter will come from?
It's where it has to come from. There's only one setter on the roster, and she is extremely inexperienced. She started setting late in her high school career, and then she had to sit out a year of high school because she transferred high schools. So, their starting setter, almost 100% will be from the portal. And your friend's assessment is accurate. Avery's very, very, very solid, but she's, and she did get some honors. But, they were talking, Rita would tell me that Ryan Windish, her assistant coach, was in Avery's ear telling her who to set, when to set on a very regular basis. So even that part of it was coming a lot from the sidelines. And as far as who's in the portal, it is stuffed full of high-quality setters this year. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Top setters from all over the country.
Why do you think that is?
Well, a setter is basically a quarterback, even though, they don't get the same kind of love a quarterback might, what's the equivalent of the receivers get the love in volleyball. But, when we're getting into the rev share era, and this will be like the first or second real year of rev share, I imagine that is what's motivating a lot of it, is seeing what's out there, what they can get.
Kim Doss is joining us. AZ Desert Swarm covers everything Arizona women's athletics. Kim, some transfers also out of the soccer program. What's the state right there? Obviously, 5 years, no NCAA tournament, and now hemorrhaging a few players in that program. I'd imagine they're kind of in the same situation in terms of revenue share as volleyball is, and they've got to figure out how they're going to be able to operate moving forward.
And it's not just rev share there, it's also facilities.
Yeah.
They're atrocious out there. And there will be no investment from what I was told. The last time I asked the AD, she got kind of upset with me and stalked off talking about her budget. So, that was 2 days before the $50 million for the football field was announced. So.
Right?
Yeah. It was fun. But, they're in a bad situation, and this is, Becca's a lame duck. This will be her last year. Her contract is up next December. So right after next season, it's up. And, of course, there's no reason you would extend her right now, but when she's a lame duck, what's she really going to do? She'd have to have a big year to be brought back, I would assume. And they've lost 3 of their top sophomores, who was their big talented class. So they're in a really tough spot for next year.
Women's basketball got a win yesterday, Kids Day, field trip day. You were there. I'm sure it was loud, but it was a game that almost got away, being up 15 points in the fourth quarter as Eastern Kentucky got it back to within 1. But I think that's kind of what we're going to see from this women's basketball team this year. They're going to be in a lot of games like that, hopefully where they can maybe hold on and win a few, but it's going to be a rough road for them. We knew that was going to be the case, and we've started to see some of those weaknesses in the armor of that club over the last couple of weeks.
Right. As they've got to against teams that are more like a Power 4 team, that have some more length, have some more athleticism, you see where they're, at a disadvantage. So it's going to be tough this year in the Big 12. The bottom is soft, so like Cincinnati and Houston, they're going to be, competing with them to maybe UCF, trying to get at least a few wins. And maybe if they get enough, they end up like Rutgers, and even with a losing record, get to go to the WNIT. You know, that would be, for me, that would be the best case scenario for them. At least they get some postseason, that extra practice, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's going to be a tough year for them once the competition steps up.
I just keep asking myself, we were out at the card shop yesterday, and we had the Iowa State-Iowa game on, and I just keep saying to myself, who is going to guard Audie Crooks on this team?
Right. You know, actually, in that one, I think a toll will be useful because Audie doesn't have the foot speed.
Right, yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So in that kind of game, I actually think they're at less of a disadvantage than if they've got a more mobile front court. You know, I think if they've got a tall mobile front court, it's going to be difficult for Arizona because they're either very small or they're not as athletic and mobile. So, you know, I think Audie Crooks might be best case scenario, even though she's very, very good. And I'm sure Iowa State is going to have their way, especially in Ames.
Yeah.
But, you know, just the personnel, I think, is maybe that's a good place for a Toll to play.
That'll be a national TV game coming up in late January for the Wildcats when they make that trek down to Ames. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, Kim. We look forward to chatting with you after the turn of the year and getting a further update as we get into the meat of the women's basketball season and get gymnastics going.
And softball.
And softball, absolutely. Can't forget about that.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, DK, and I'll talk to you soon.
Kim Doss from AZ Desert Swarm. DK on the Sports Tip. One more hour to go as we take you up to the Tommy Lloyd Show. The first Tommy Lloyd Show tonight, 6:05 over at the Union Public House. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collisions reported at Fort Lowell and Alvernon, reported as a pedestrian struck. Keno Parkway north of Aviation Parkway. Mary Ann Cleveland Way west of Colossal Cave Road. Sunrise Drive and Via Palomita, also Broadway and Alvernon. 50 the overnight low, sunny, 79 tomorrow and 73 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for your holiday travel. And beyond the amazing low total tire prices, we'll include Jack's Plus Pack, a dozen tire-related services like touchless mounting, computerized balancing, new rubber stems, including the reset for tire pressure monitoring systems. Plus, you'll also get a lifetime of tire maintenance, rotations, rebalancing, and tire repairs. Jack's Plus Pack is a $249 value, and it's included with your new set of tires. We'll even throw in a free wheel alignment check if you want it. And it's all at the guaranteed lowest price. Get ready for holiday travel at any of Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 area locations. Call, stop by, or visit us online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Kick off the holiday season with the perfect gift for the soccer fan in your life. Head over to store.ussoccer.com and explore a wide range of official U.S. soccer gear and merch. Whether you're decking the halls or hitting the field, we've got you covered. Show your true colors and share the excitement of U.S. soccer this season. Visit store.ussoccer.com today and score big with your holiday shopping.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Last night's game in Oklahoma City between the NBA champion Thunder and your Phoenix Suns turned out exactly as we thought it would, with the Suns not having Devin Booker.
And they control with Gillespie against the 23-1 Oklahoma City Thunder. Wallace will take it the other way on a steal and a turnover.
That's one thing you can't afford to do when you're on the road against this OKC team.
And the Thunder #1 in points off turnovers in the NBA. Brooks, knocked away by Holmgren inside.
Once again, the defensive prowess that time of Chet Holmgren inside, being in the perfect position to provide backline help.
Iguodala defending Kenrich Williams.
It was tough.
He was patient.
It was tough.
The game, they're shooting 58%. They're averaging 50% as a team. #1 in the NBA. 3, George. Another one! He's a machine! George! Winner here goes to Las Vegas.
After review, it has been determined that there is impact, wind-up, and follow-through by Grayson Allen. This play has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty, too. Grayson Allen has been ejected from the game.
And it's amazing when you watch those 5 players play, how sometimes simple they make the game and easy it looks at times.
Like right there with Jalen Williams, Jay Will.
Jay, you guys are the #1 defense in the NBA for a reason. Yet tonight felt like you guys jumped yet another level. Why does this team continue to find ways to elevate on that end of the floor?
We hold ourselves to a high standard. Most importantly, it's about us getting better. No matter where we're at today, we want to be better for tomorrow. And then there was a little bit of money on the line, so we woke up on the right side of the bed this morning.
138-89 was the final in that game. between the Suns and the Thunder. We your BetMGM Network, your BetDK free play yesterday. We said we were going to take the Thunder and lay the 15.5. And man, did that come in easy money there.
Worst loss margin in Suns history.
Is that right?
It is correct. And also 24-1 DK ties the best start in NBA history for the Kevin Durant Warriors team that broke the Bulls record, which is ironic because if you ask me to pick a team that reminds me the most of this Oklahoma City Thunder team, it's the Ron Harper Bulls era, the second three-peat that the Bulls had, where they had 4 perimeter players. Rodman could get out there and guard guys on the perimeter who just caused chaos with their tough on-ball defense. And you heard it there, nothing but steals and blocks and, tough defense. They lead the NBA in basically every defensive category as they did last year. You might hear a lot of headlines from Shea and from J-Dub and from Chet Holmgren, DK, but it's that defense. That's one of the best. And because we live in an era where everything is perimeter and in, all NBA teams are set up to score from the perimeter. When you've got 4 or 5 potential all-league perimeter defenders on your team, it's just so tough for teams right now. And those guys aren't even playing fourth quarters. I mean, they're 24-1 DK, and Shea, I think, has played in 60% of the fourth quarters this year.
The Thunder held the Suns to 39% from the floor. They outshot them. They made 52 field goals. The Suns made just 33 field goals in this ball game.
Even if Devin Booker had been healthy, I think they really would have struggled to win that game. But without him, I mean, again, when OKC has so many skilled perimeter defenders and one of the best perimeter offensive players in the league isn't suiting up for your team, it just makes it for a long night.
14 of 16 Dylan Brooks was from the floor, so he did not have a good night. And the Thunder made 22 three-point shots. They shot 40 and made 22. That's 55%. You heard, obviously, the ejection from Grayson Allen. Let's hear from Grayson Allen on getting ejected from the ball game last night.
I felt like I gave a good foul within the physicality of the game and what was going on both ends. Especially with the bumps on screens and some of the hits on blockouts that were happening. So it was straight up. He was cutting into me, and it's definitely a foul. But I thought it was within the physicality of the game, and I think the reaction and everything afterwards kind of played into that.
Okay. That's the biggest complaint around the league, DK, is that if you think of Legion of Boom style of defense, where they more or less are holding and physical, that those Seahawks defenses in the 2014 to 20 or whatever, like those defenses really went out of their way, DK, to be as physical and hand holding and little chippy things as possible, because the refs can't call every single one of those, and that's a big complaint a lot of teams and fans have about the way Oklahoma City plays defense, is that they are very physical on ball. They got a bunch of different guys who are all, their measurables. You're talking about guys who are 6'4" to 6'7", 6'8", who can all get out there, move their feet, and have the strength. Lou Dort is a good example of that. And so, Grayson Allen said right there, he felt like within the scope of the physicality that the refs were allowing the Thunder to play with. But if you've seen the replay, I mean, he just, I think, two-handed
you can't
Chet
do that.
into the chest and knocked him onto the ground. I think it was more of a frustration foul than anything, but he's just got to be political there in the post-game locker room interview.
Did you see the viral facial expression from Shea on that foul?
Yeah.
He kind of like, what in the world?
I love J-Dub after, because he has only played, I think, in 4 games this year. Like, he sat out the first 20, 21 games. That's the most impressive thing. I think Jalen Williams is their second best player to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Chet Holmgren will potentially be that one day. But they won, 19-1 without him even suiting up for a single game. But after that play, he was hyping up the crowd and getting crazy. And and then after the game, he said something along the lines of, well, people in the NBA just don't fight. Not since the Malice in the Palace, DK. There is no fighting in NBA, in the lines in an NBA court. So it's a lot of posturing.
The Suns had previously lost 2 games by 48 points, and they both came during the 2017-2018 season, a 48-point loss to the Spurs, a 48-point loss to the Blazers, but this trumps that, losing by 49 to Oklahoma City. Let's hear the head coach, the rookie head coach, Jordan Ott, on the worst loss in Suns history.
The largest margin of defeat ever for the Suns. Just maybe speak to what obviously got away there in that second half. I mean, it started, late in this first half.
Yeah, I think they're midway through the second. We might have had down to 12. Then just inability to keep it in front, hang on to the ball. It got away from us at the end of the second quarter.
Message after one like this?
First off, give them credit. It's a really good team that played an incredible game. It's okay to be disappointed. Like, we didn't play our best, but we were here. We were in this environment with a lot on the line in December against a really good team. And now we got to get better. It doesn't change. That message doesn't change. Win or lose, we know we all have something to get better at.
You've obviously, that's been the motto all year: get better, get better, get better. How much does a game like this, really bring that home?
Yeah, obviously we're not. The gap isn't that much in between the two of us, but tonight it was, and we have a chance to respond the next time we go out. Next time we play these guys, they're the standard. They're the standard in the NBA for multiple reasons, and probably this year they've obviously been the best team. Who knows where they'll end up this season? But that's a really good team that continues to play their style of basketball, no matter who's on the court. In this environment, we were excited to play. We just didn't respond.
All right, so the NBA Cup, that was Dwayne Rankin, by the way, from the Arizona Republic, asking those questions there post-game. We've had him on the show before. We'll get him back on again. So the semifinals now, this will be Saturday. The semifinals in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. Magic versus the Knicks and Thunder versus the Spurs. And then the winner will play in the championship game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, if you want to look at a burgeoning young rivalry, it's definitely Wemby and Chet Holmgren, right? You're talking about European versus American-grown players, both picked at the top of the draft. Wemby did not play last night in that win versus the Lakers. So it'd be interesting to see if he's healthy. But, man, the Lakers, if you hadn't noticed, have been playing great so far this season. But the Spurs, without, De'Aaron Fox hasn't been in the lineup much. They're 17-7 on the year, so they're really impressive young thing. And I want to go back really quick to one thing that Jordan Ott said. He said we're not too far away from them right now. That is not true at all. The Suns are very far away from what the Thunder are right now.
Yeah.
The Suns are more like what the Thunder were 4 years ago or 3 years ago, with some young players and a young roster trying to build together with a new coach. And the style that Jordan Ott plays is not too dissimilar from the style that Oklahoma City plays. However, Oklahoma City wasn't great 4 years ago. They were trying to get there. It wasn't until last year that all those young players put it all together after years playing together. And that's what it takes. It takes some cohesion. And unfortunately for Coach Ott, he hasn't even had his second best player in the lineup. Book's been in and out. A lot of young rotation players getting their feet wet right now in the NBA. So it takes time. But I really like the way that Coach Ott has them playing and playing above their, expectations. I think nobody expected the Suns to maybe even have a winning record at this point, especially, without Jalen Green being in the lineup for most of the season, with Devin Booker having issues. So congratulations for them to even make the quarterfinals in the Emeritus Cup tournament. But I'm really liking the direction that Coach Ott from your Cavs is taking the Suns right now, and they'll get there. If that's the style they're going to play and they get some good free agents, they could very well be a similar style team to the Thunder, but they're not quite on that same level right now.
Yeah, third straight game that the Suns have been without their star, Devin Booker. They will. So now I think now they'll play the loser of the Lakers game. I think the Lakers play the. I'm not sure who they play coming up, but that's who they'll play as the schedule flushes out here. I think might be the Lakers and who is it? Gosh darn it, I had it. I think.
It's awkward because everything in the Emeritus Cup games counts to the regular season.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, it was last night.
Until you get to the quarterfinals and finals,
so they do
then they don't count.
They play the Lakers. That's who they play. It was a game last night after their game ended. The Lakers were playing, and so they'll play the Lakers on Sunday. That'll be the game that's added onto the schedule because
Which makes sense because the Lakers and Suns both lost, and they were
Right.
both in the quarterfinals, so
Exactly.
they don't have a partner matched up
And
right
that
now.
game is in Phoenix, so that's where they'll play on Sunday night. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll talk some NFL when we come back. We'll get you set for Monday Night Football. We got a BetMGM Network, couple plays for that coming up. We'll hear from Bijan Robinson. All of that coming up in the next segment. Right now, though, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives, as she does with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported Tanque Verde and Camino Principal, Grande and St. Mary's. Fort Lowell and Alvernon was an earlier pedestrian struck. An earlier crash, Mary Ann Cleveland Way west of Colossal Cave Road. 50 the overnight low, 79 sunny tomorrow, and 71 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's Luxe Cravings boxes give you decadent options. $5 gets you fan favorites, $7 gets you the fancy stuff, and $9 sends you on a journey of flavor exploration. Get yours at participating stores for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
The holiday season is about family and friends, coworkers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Ho, ho, ho. Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn. Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Division I college basketball has several teams that are undefeated on the new season, but maybe the most surprising one is Arizona State. After winning just 10 games last year, new head coach Molly Miller has guided the Sun Devils to an 11-0 record, which is the best start in program history. On Tuesday, they visited Penn State and came away with a 74-60 victory. Molly Miller spent 5 years as the head coach of Grand Canyon, a university also in the Phoenix area. After leading the Antelopes to a 32-3 record last season, she's already sparked new life into the Arizona State program. Here's Miller after the Sun Devils' last home game.
There's a lot of moving parts that go into making a good start like this. So for everyone to buy into the vision and now the mission, that's the most special part about this.
Molly Miller and undefeated Arizona State are back in action Sunday on the road against Oregon State. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Straight Talk knows the best holiday gift is simply saying yes.
Yes, you can stay up late. Sure, more cookies. Of course we can watch that movie again.
That's why we give you real unlimited data, so you can say yes to all of your family's streaming, scrolling, and sharing. And now at Straight Talk, get another gift worth giving, a free 5G phone with select plans. Because yes is the best gift to give.
Yes!
And receive. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
NFL Thursday Night Football is straight ahead. We are kicking off week number 15, I believe, of the NFL season. Yeah, week 15. So we've got, 4 weeks to go? 15, 16, 17, 18. That's it. 4 weeks to go. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The game will not be on our station because we have got the Tommy Lloyd radio show coming up for you at the top of the hour, 6:05, with Brian Jeffries from the Union Public House. So you will hear the Falcons and the Buccaneers tonight over on our sister station, Freedom 1400. Bijan Robinson, 1,081 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns for the Falcons, although they are 4-9 on the season. Let's hear from Tucson's top NFL son right now on where his team is at as they get to the end of this regular season.
Where are you guys at mentally right now at this point in the season?
Yep. Obviously a lot of us some of us are frustrated just because, we have a goal of, going to the playoffs, doing all these big things. But I feel for me, like, these last 4 weeks are very important for us in terms of, like, just playing out for each other and, me, like, playing for God, everybody here playing for God and just, like, finishing out the right way and just making sure that none of us waver, give up, or quit in any matter. Like, that's not what I believe. That's not what I know a lot of the teammates, I know that's not what they believe in too. So for us, it's, coming together these last 4 weeks and finishing off as strong as possible.
Talk about how tough it really is, because I know, even dating back to the offseason, we talked about how high everybody's goals were, and even halfway through the season, we talked about how high the goals were. Now, that's not a reality. How tough is that to navigate?
Yeah, I mean, for all of us, like, we all set goals individually as a team, and for one of the goals, I know, to not get accomplished, it definitely sucks. It's definitely, isn't what we expected, but for us, like, it's, now we have to set a new goal, and now we have to, come as close together as possible and, make these last 4 games, be a memory that we can all remember. And I think, sometimes when we finish off strong like that, even if we're not going to the end goal, that could be something that changes the team. So I realize that, and I know a lot of these guys realize that. And for me to be a leader and a great teammate, like, I got to make sure everybody is coming in here as positive as possible, and making sure that we're all just on the same page so we can finish out the right way and start something new in the coming future.
Despite the up and down season, you've still had a really productive year. What do you like about the way that this year has kind of transformed for you personally?
Yeah, it's a blessing, like, to know that God is, like, giving me a gift to do what I do on the field for this team. And, for me, like, I'm trying to improve every day. And, even Coach Petrie, like, me and him, we watched a lot of film, and he's helped me grow so much as a player this year when it comes to even Coach, Z-Rob in the pass game and the run game, and just feeling comfortable. And for me, like, making those plays and having fun doing it. But, for me, like, it's great, doing the individual things, and I'm always going to be there for my team and doing the best that I can for my team, and, giving what God's given me on that field. But I know, like, I'm such a team guy, and I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to win. I want us all to experience, like, a high feeling of an achievement, which we still can. Like, I know it's not the playoffs, but we can finish off strong, and that can be a great feeling as well. So, but yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm not too big into the meat stats too much, but I try to do it for everybody around me.
Just go out and win one game. Win tonight. I think that's how you got to look at it when your team is 4-9. Just go out and win tonight. If you're Bijan Robinson from South Point Catholic High School and the Atlanta Falcons. Again, that'll be a 5:30 coverage time. In fact, it'll be going shortly over on Freedom 1400. So hop on over there and get ready for pregame and kickoff coming up at 6:15. The one team that's going to be watching this game closely is the Carolina Panthers, who are tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for first place after the Buccaneers inexplicably lost the bad New Orleans Saints last week. Let's check in and get your Panthers report for today.
This Panther Update is brought to you by UNC Charlotte.
The Panthers begin their playoff push with a game against a division rival that's coming off its biggest win of the season. I'm Sharon Thorson with the Panthers Update after this.
Charlotte's momentum has a name. UNC Charlotte, 32,000 students strong, ranked among the nation's top 75 public universities, recognized at the highest level for research, unmatched access to Fortune 500 companies, built for a top-tier city. This isn't typical higher ed. The difference is scale. The difference is momentum. The difference is Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
I'm PJ Glasser, host of Send It In, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. The Niners are playing host to the Titans on Sunday and are 12.5-point favorites. That's a lot of points, but I don't think it's big enough. The Titans are 0-10 against the spread in their last 10 games off a win, and the Niners are off a bye week. Feels like this one could get ugly. Lay the 12.5 with San Francisco. I'm PJ Glasser, host of Send It In on the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today, and please gamble responsibly.
After a much-needed bye week, the Panthers return to the practice field this week ahead of Sunday's matchup at New Orleans. The Saints might only have a 3-10 record, but they're coming off a huge upset win over the Bucs in Tampa. That certainly caught the attention of the Panthers, who already know how good this Saints team can be after losing to them at home in Week 10. Coach Dave Canales says they expect the Saints' best.
Knowing that they're playing good football, knowing that it's going to require the best of us, allows us to make sure that the focus is right. We understand every single week this league is full of teams, especially the ones that are finding their best ball late in the season. You know, it's a really important opportunity for us.
The Panthers will be ready for Saints rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck, who took over the offense in Week 9 and is a threat to run as well as pass. Panthers defensive tackle Turk Warden says Shuck has improved since the first time they faced him.
He's coming along. You know, a lot of people didn't expect this, but
I think he could throw the ball good. He get active with his feet as well. So I definitely think over the past few weeks he's come to himself and he's out there proving that he belongs.
The Panthers are looking to prove that they belong in the playoffs, and that starts Sunday at New Orleans. I'm Sharon Thorson on the Panthers Radio Network.
This Panther Update has been brought to you by UNC Charlotte. Built for a top-tier city. The difference is Charlotte. UNC Charlotte.
All right, Panthers football coming up this Sunday right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. They get the hapless Saints, maybe not so hapless. They're 3-10 now. This will be a road game, so not easy. Our coverage will begin at 10 a.m. with the Panthers countdown to kickoff show, and the kickoff on this one is scheduled. I'm sorry. This is a late afternoon game. Late afternoon game this week. So our coverage begins at 1 in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then kickoff at 2:25. So we got a little bit later game for the Panthers this week as we head into week number 15.
Would you rather be a Panthers fan or a Cardinals fan?
Right now?
In that, the Cardinals still to date have lost 8 games by 4 points or less. So they're 26 points away from having 8 more wins, and you have only 2 losses, DK. Look at how many close games they've played.
Yeah.
The Falcons is what I'm talking about, not the Panthers.
Oh, the
Falcons, Bijan's team, on the other hand, has only had 2 close losses, and all the other ones are 10 or more. So as a fan of a team that you really want to see get over that hump, is it worse to see your team right on the cusp of those wins and we coulda, shoulda, woulda been a contender this year, and or having a team knowing they got to go fill in a lot of holes during the offseason?
But when I said this early on when they were going through those close wins, I said they were losing those close games, but it still didn't look like a playoff team to me. It did not look like a playoff team to me, and I think, and not that the Falcons look like a playoff team. I don't know that they have a quarterback. Michael Penix got hurt this year. He may be, but at least they've got a young guy that they think is their quarterback of the future. The Cardinals don't have that. They don't have their quarterback right now. The Kyler Murray era is over, and so they've got to find that person. So I guess if I'm flipping a coin, and that's exactly what it would be, I think if you're talking about the Cardinals versus the Falcons, I'm taking the Falcons because they've got a young quarterback and they got one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the league.
Yeah, no, I think there's no doubt the Falcons have a better prospects for future success. I mean, just more like the fan of a team that's every single game, DK, for 8 straight weeks is watching the TV as the clock ticks out and watching another team kick a field goal to win.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 3 consecutive walk-off field goals they had? Yeah.
I just don't think that they're that good at all. All right, we got Thursday Night Football coming up, so let's get you your BetMGM Network top plays for this game coming up tonight.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Struggling rookie wideout Emeka Egbuka is a shot worth taking. Once an Offensive Rookie of the Year frontrunner, he's taken a firm backseat in the award race. However, with Mike Evans back, look for him to benefit from softened coverage against an Atlanta secondary number 19 and drop back EPAD since Week 10. Give me Egbuka 50-plus receiving yards at plus 110. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so I'm going to give you 3 plays on this game because you just got that one, Emeka Egbuka. Now, this is how we're doing it because the ones that they give us, we're flipping. If you haven't been following along, we've been getting beat up pretty bad on our BetMGM Network top plays. So this particular round of bets, this 82 rounds of bets, we're gonna go opposite of what they say, and so far it seems to be working because we've won like 5 in a row, I think. So they say take Emeka Egbuka over 47.5 yards receiving. We're going to play Emeka Egbuka under 47.5 yards receiving in this game. And you just heard another one a little while ago. They said take Kyle Pitts over 55.5 yards receiving. Both these guys play for the Falcons. So we're giving you actually 3 plays on 3 Falcons props in this game tonight. So we're going to take Kyle Pitts under 55.5 yards receiving. That's at minus 115. So your $12.90 bet gets you back $11.22. The other one's at minus 110. So your $12.90 bet gets you back $11.73. And of course, since our guy Bijan is in the game, we got to go with Bijan Robinson over 38.5 yards receiving. He is one of the best receiving running backs in the league. However, he had just 2 catches for 8 yards last week in the loss to the Seahawks. He comes in, I mentioned, with 602 receiving yards on the season. And before the Seahawks game, Bijan had at least 37 yards receiving 9 times this season, and at least 39 in 8 of those 9 games. So we're going to take Bijan Robinson. This is your Bet DK free play of the day. We have the BetMGM Network top plays. We have the Bet DK free play. This is your free play. Bijan Robinson over 38.5 yards rushing. So 3 Falcons props on Thursday Night Football. All right, final segment coming up. We'll give you your Casino del Sol replay as well as a little bit more. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. And weather together, collisions Tanca Verde and Camino Principal, Prince and Mountain, Mountain and Prince, Grande and St. Mary's, also Fort Lolan, Alvernon. Some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching Ruth Ruff, El Camino del Cerro. 50 the overnight low, 79 and sunny tomorrow, and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, this is Michael Rosenbaum.
Hey guys, Tom Welling. Look, we've both played heroes.
And we both played villains. But in the real life, there are no reshoots, no stuntmen, or sequels.
We all make mistakes. We're all human.
Making one bad decision can not only land you in jail, but could also put yourself and other people around you in serious risk.
Be smart, make a plan, catch a ride, stay put.
Don't let a high moment turn into a lifetime of regret. This holiday season, be your own hero. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
Paid for by NHTSA.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
708 million toys for children.
That's a lot of toys.
Tens of thousands handed out right here in our community.
Once again this year, we are collecting new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots.
And for every toy you donate,
we'll donate another.
For every $1 you donate,
we'll match it.
Alaskan AC has partnered with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Stop by our offices or hand your donation to a Jolly Polar Bear technician when they're in your home.
Alaskan AC will purchase an extra toy for each one donated.
Or match any dollars you donate.
And your donations stay right here in town, putting smiles on little faces who could be your neighbor.
Toys for Tots has been an American tradition since 1947.
An organization we're proud to support every year.
Because we believe every child should have a present on Christmas.
We'll donate a toy for everyone you donate.
And match cash donations dollar for dollar.
We want every child to have a Merry Christmas.
For our location or to schedule service, find us at alaskanac.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get year-end savings now at Royal Kia during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Make no payments for 90 days on select models. Plus, get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select EV models like the Kia Niro EV. Or get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new Kia Sorento Hybrid. Must finance with Kia Finance America on approved credit. No security deposit. $13.89 per month per $1,000 financed at 0% for 72 months. $17.05 per month per $1,000 financed at 0.9% for 60 months. K32664, K32058, K32084. See dealer for details. Offers end 1/2/26. Make no payments for 90 days at the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event now at Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. There's been a ton of speculation about Kalen DeBoer becoming the next head football coach at Michigan, and I've been a fan of DeBoer since his time at Fresno State, and I'm still a believer that he could win it all one day at Alabama. So let's be real. I don't think he'd leave Tuscaloosa until you're told to do so. However, if DeBoer loses opening round college football playoff game to Oklahoma, that speculation will only grow louder about him leaving for Michigan. While I think DeBoer leaving Alabama is unlikely, one could argue that he would be a better fit at Michigan than he is with the Crimson Tide. I'm Zach Gelb.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's RSV season. Is your baby protected? RSV is the #1 cause of hospitalization in all infants. Protect your baby from severe RSV with an immunization.
I think he's having trouble breathing.
A vaccine during pregnancy or preventive antibody is now available. Help prevent RSV before it happens. Learn more by visiting lung.org/RSV.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. Final segment of our show today. Don't forget to download our app because our app slaps. You can interact with the show through the app. You can send us a text message through the app. You can send us an audio message through the app. You can record video of yourself and your friends talking about the Wildcats and submit that to us through the app.
What if they took video of themselves at a holiday Christmas party in a ballroom where no phones were allowed?
Exactly. You can put that into us and through the app and say, hey, DK, we still have the ballroom Christmas party. Because I have not been to one of those in years. Not even my wife's company, they don't have one of those. I have not been to a fancy. Apparently, like my wife watches Mark and Kelly Ripa in the morning. And apparently they still have the fancy schmancy Christmas party.
That does not surprise me.
But yeah, not us. So, and not my wife's company. But if you still have one, I want to hear from you. Last chance to get in. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. If your company still throws a nighttime Christmas party with all the bells and whistles.
The open bar.
Yeah. Arizona basketball did not leave early to go to Alabama. They're not leaving until tomorrow. That's precisely why the Tommy Lloyd radio show is tonight. And you'll hear that coming up here in a few minutes on Wildcats Radio 1290. They're going to head down and play the number 12 team in the country that shoots a lot of three-point shots. Nate Oates talked about the game this week. He had some pretty glowing things to say about Tommy Lloyd. So, J-Dub, he was on that staff. It was him and the coach from Texas Tech.
He said he had about 3 days to work with Coach Lloyd, and they went out to dinner a few times and had some very nice things to say about that experience.
Okay. So he wasn't actually an assistant on
I
Tommy's
have to
staff.
look it up.
No.
I know that there's like 4 assistant coaches on those teams.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up the names of the people who were actually on it.
Yeah,
but I know obviously Nate Oates is one of those guys because the way they're doing it these days with the U.S. national teams is there's kind of a wait. You wait in the wings. You get an assistant coaching job, and eventually 4 or 5 years later you'll take over, and they just kind of shuffle everybody around.
Let's hear, though, from Nate Oates talking about his relationship with Tommy Lloyd.
I do know Tommy pretty well. He's a great guy. I like if you had him on the show, you guys would love him. He's really good. Sometimes you compete against some of these guys, and they're real kind of arrogant pricks, and you really want to kill him. But he's not. He's like the opposite. He's like great dude. I worked with him for 3 days out in USA basketball. He was the head coach. He did a great job. They won a gold medal. And, I got to know him a lot better, went out to some dinners and stuff this past summer. But it's one of those deals where you can have totally different philosophies and still win. He gets his guys to play hard. They're tough. They're physical. But, yeah, very distinctly different philosophies. Shoot, we just took 57 threes our last game. You double that, and that's what they got in 8 games pretty much. So they're taking 16 a game. We took 16 before the second media timeout last game, I think. So we're going to need to hit a few. We're more than capable of hitting a lot. I mean, everybody's going to try to take us off the 3-point line. I'm sure they'll try to do the same thing. They do a pretty good job defensively, and they're super physical, and they try to take you out of what you do. And we spread the floor out a lot more than them. They try to pound it inside, but they do a good job. I mean, they've got, he's been able to recruit some of the better bigs in the country, some of the more physical. Like Cole Pete at the 4 is a real matchup problem. They're 5-man 7-2, and he's skilled. So, they've got problems. They're going to score some 2s. We understand it. We're going to have to score some 3s and some 2s both. And, the interesting thing with them is a lot of the post-up teams like them will play very slow and make sure they methodically get it. They actually play pretty fast. They try to run it up your throat. Jaden Bradley, who was great for us, we were the number 1 overall seed, and he started the majority of the games that year, and he understands how to play fast. He'll push the ball. I mean, he'll get in the paint before the bigs get down there if you don't get back, get your defense set. So they do a really good job of playing fast and playing inside, once they get in the half court. So we got to do a great job in transition. We got to do a great job our post D. We got to do a great job keeping the ball out on drives, and we got to rebound it. The defensive rebounding on our end is going to be a big deal.
There you go. All right, that's the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Nate Oates. So he was a court coach at the camp leading that basically where they had all the tryouts for the U19 team.
Yeah, 3-day camp. Yeah. And by the way, he said he had some 3 days or whatever. As far as like Coach Oates and his style, DK, and what they do, I mean, the fact that Coach Lloyd's teams are so quick and yet are so purposeful with getting the ball inside is what makes them so unique. So guaranteed that Coach Oates, I think have the second hardest schedule so far by a KenPom. The other thing is we cut out a part prior to that point where this is part of Nate Oates' weekly radio show. And the host asked him about his voice, and he apparently had been yelling at his team about rebounding, DK. So if you're wondering why Nate Oates sounded a little bit hoarse there, he's just got that college basketball voice, needs a few more rebounds from his team.
There you go. It'll be a 7:30 tip-off on Saturday night. It'll be a 4 o'clock pregame show for us right here, Meridian Wealth Management pregame show. All right, so, Jada, we want to take a break now so we can have a few more minutes at the top. Is that
sure?
Should we do here? Let's get our last break in here because we got Tommy Lloyd coming up at 6:05. We'll get our last break in. We'll come back. We'll give you your Casino del Sol replay and wrap things up. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With collisions at a reported Prince and Mountain and Prince Road. Also working Park Avenue and I-10 at the I-10 Park Avenue ramp. St. Mary's and Grande, also earlier crash, Fort Lowell and Alvernon Way. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
As players fight to avoid mistakes on the field, remember to make smart choices off the field this holiday season. If you decide to drink and drive, you could get a DUI or worse. That one decision to drive impaired could change your life and the life of others forever. If you're going to drink, the only way to be the MVP this holiday season is by planning a safe and sober ride home. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
The holiday season is about family and friends, co-workers, parties, and gifts that we send. So saving big money is important to all. Up to 40% if you make the right call at Tobacco Barn. This holiday season, remember, you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn. Plus, up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com. Hey, even Santa likes saving big money at Tobacco Barn.
Ho, ho, ho. Miss Claus loves it here.
So save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. Save up to $20 in state sales tax. Pay no city sales tax. And save up to $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com. Saving this much money, even Santa's elves have been spotted shopping at Tobacco Barn.
What is going on in here?
Happy holidays from Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia.
U.S. soccer. Reality says the odds are stacked against us. To think our U.S. men's national team can ever raise the world's biggest trophy. Be the first soccer team to beat them at football. Never. But here's the thing about us. Refusing to accept reality is kind of our thing. Being unrealistic, that's not a flaw. It's a force. It's fuel. Because if you want to be great and make history, never chase reality. Join U.S. Soccer Insiders today. Be part of the journey.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. The Tommy Lloyd Show, the first Tommy Lloyd Show of the season, is straight ahead at 6:05 from the Union Public House. Get on over there and hang out with the coach and Brian Jeffries and eat some of that. We had a. Did you try the meatball? J-Dub?
I did. That's what I ate. I had a meatball and I had
that was
some
pretty good. It was like a
rolls.
meatloaf meatball.
Yeah, real garlicky. I loved it.
Yeah, it had. Although the people were poo-pooing the fact that it had carrots in it because like somebody, I think Max and some of the other people were saying, "Who puts carrots in a meatball?" I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's like a crossover of people who just eat meat, right? And aren't interested in those green and orange things you're putting on my meat plate.
And I raved about the chicken, which I just thought was fabulous.
Yeah,
The
really
chicken
tender. It was really
absolutely,
good. Well done.
absolutely well put together. Good stuff. So that's coming up now. Next week, because of the schedule, the show will be on Wednesday night. So it'll be Wednesday night next week for the Tommy Lloyd radio show. And then I think mostly after that, it's going to be a Thursday night show. So it'll be pretty consistent here on Wildcats Radio 1290. So Thursday Night Football will be back on our station next week, but not this week. You can hear it over on Freedom 1400. Let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
I had a chance to chat with the defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcats, Danny Gonzalez, and he talks about his three defensive stalwarts, the guys that have really made this thing roll from the backside: Trayden Stukes, Dalton Johnson, Genesis Smith.
I think you are what you are every single day. Like, you can't do something half-tailed and expect good results. And I think it's what you demand or what you allow. And we demand them to play at a high level. We demand them to practice at a high level. And then once we started having success, they bought in. I mean, our big tell to Trayden and Dalton and Jen when they were in the transfer portal back last January, and it was dark days around this building when all those guys were in the transfer portal, I can tell you that. But I told him in a 4-year period at San Diego State when I was the defensive coordinator, we had 84 interceptions. We're going to have an opportunity to intercept 20 balls next year. Now, if you guys drop some of them, that's on you. That ain't on me. And we did. We dropped 3 or 4. We should be around 24. But the opportunities that they seized at that moment and the things that we do, everything is like, I think in this day and age of revenue share, the live tackling in practice is going to become very few and far between because those guys just get so expensive and it's so risky to lose one of them. So we had to be creative and innovative in different ways and trying to figure out how to be a good tackling football team. And we did some things that were unorthodox, and we looked like a Pop Warner team at times, tackling bags pregame. But to be honest with you, I really don't care. All I care about is results. And when somebody tells me that you can't do something, we're going to find a way to do it. And that was kind of the idea. I mean, if you go back to August, a lot of people were telling us how bad we were going to suck on defense, and I just kind of, hey, boys, take it in, listen to every single one of them, and then keep the receipts. And when we get to the end of the football season, we can show them exactly where we're at. And I'm really proud. I mean, we're 17th in total defense by yards per game. We're 10th in the country in yards per play, which I think is behind points. Is the most telling story of whether or not you're good on defense. We played 794 plays, and we've given up 4.56 yards per play. That's pretty elite in today's football. I mean, we're number 1 in the country in pass efficiency defense. We're number 1 in the country in turnover margin. We're number 2 in the country in gain turnovers. We're number 4 in passing yards allowed. We're number 3 in passes intercepted. I mean, we've done some things around here that not even the Desert Swarm era was able to do. And I think that's really special because I said I didn't want to use that moniker until we earned it, and I think this group has earned it. And I asked Coach Sanders and Coach Salavea, who were a part of it, and I wish Coach Tomey was still alive because the things that we've done around here emulate some of those things. Now, they did it over a 4-year period. Can we maintain that? And that's what I'm excited to take on that challenge, to continue this thing and see what happens.
There we go. Hey, best of luck, Danny, as you guys get set to head down to San Diego for the Holiday Bowl. It's been a truly impressive run for this defense and what you've been able to do with it from last year to this year, and looking forward to seeing how they play out there against SMU.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate having me on. I appreciate all the talk about Arizona football. I mean, this is a really neat deal. It's December 11th. 2025, the University of Arizona has the number 1 ranked men's basketball team in the country, and we're on your radio show in the afternoon talking about football. So I talked about it way back in August, and then after we lost to BYU, people were saying, why is he begging people to stay on this ship? The thing must be falling in if they're asking for this. And it had nothing to do with it. I thought we had an opportunity to create some magic and be special. And the Tucson community is so much better, and everybody is so much more excited about basketball when you have a winning football team. And the architect behind this thing between Desiree and Brent Brennan, and what Coach Brennan has done, flipping this roster when everybody wanted to get rid of him at the end of last year, it's fantastic. And Brent Brennan is the perfect person to re-emulate what Coach Tomey did. And the next challenge is, let's go win a dang conference championship. So I appreciate y'all having me on. Thank you for all you guys do.
There you go. Bear down indeed. Danny Gonzalez, the defensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcat football.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
January 2nd in San Diego. That'll be the day of the Holiday Bowl for your Arizona Wildcats against SMU, Southern Methodist University, and we'll look forward to having coverage for you on that day. It's going to be a whole lot of fun being back in that bowl game. It's a great place to play some football. It's a great place to go and visit. That will be a 6 o'clock game, so our coverage that day will begin at 1:30 in the afternoon with the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show. That's going to wrap things up for us. We've got the Brent Brennan radio show coming up for you. And I'm sorry, Tommy Lloyd. We're starting to talk about football, but it's time to turn the clock to basketball. And don't forget, full show tomorrow. We'll be back with you at 3 o'clock with much more chatter. We'll hear from Anthony Del Orso ahead of the game coming up against Alabama on Saturday. For JW Madden and Cricket, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody.
Hey, this is Michael Rosenbaum.
Hey guys, Tom Welling. Look, we've both played heroes.
And we both played villains. But in the real life, there are no reshoots, no stuntmen, or sequels.
We all make mistakes. We're all human.
Making one bad decision can not only land you in jail, but could also put yourself and other people around you in serious risk.
Be smart, make a plan, catch a ride, stay put.
Don't let a high moment turn into a lifetime of regret. This holiday season, be your own hero. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
Paid for by NHTSA.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
As players fight to avoid mistakes on the field, remember to make smart choices off the field this holiday season. If you decide to drink and drive, you could get a DUI or worse. That one decision to drive impaired could change your life and the life of others forever. If you're going to drink, the only way to be the MVP this holiday season is by planning a safe and sober ride home. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, on low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
This is University of Arizona Wildcat Basketball, and this is the Tommy Lloyd Radio Show. You're always invited to join us at Union Public House for great food, basketball, and some fun. Now, Arizona Sports Enterprises presents the Tommy Lloyd Radio Show. With the coach, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries.
All right, hi, everybody, and welcome back to Union Public House, and welcome to a Thursday night with head coach Tommy Lloyd. Great to have you along. This is our first show of the season. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We're outdoors. I mean, why not?